Steelworks, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Building or renovating, there is simply no debating. We supply all your construction needs. Visit our store today for a deal. Barbados Steelworks, a name you can trust. Quality material depend on us. Barbados Steelworks, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Come to Barbados Steelworks.
This is Kurt Brown, and I love mixing as a DJ and with my go-to drink, Clayton's Cola Tonic. Clayton's mixes with hard or soft. It's your secret and mine what we mix with Clayton's. Change it up depending on the event. I love the energy I get from it to keep me going all night long. Clayton's will know why you're up, and so will I. But your secret is safe. Clayton's Cola Tonic. Take it any way you like.
Barbados Steelworks, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Building or renovating, there is simply no debating. We supply all your construction needs. Visit our store today for a deal. Barbados Steelworks, a name you can trust. Quality material depend on us. Barbados Steelworks, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Come to Barbados Steelworks.
When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. With a bunch in 3-0, when we are some Johnny Walker. Pick up our drinkers in at this place right now. I got all of that yellow wine while I'm drinking some fire water. Energy got me feeling so high.
Yeah, good night. Back at the Willie AstroTurf, second half encounter. POREY Spring, kicking from left to right. Youth Milan, right to left. Defending against the throw. POREY Spring on the left-hand side of the field. Danger averted. Throwing to POREY Spring again on the left-hand side. Yes, as Youth Milan went into the dressing room full of confidence with a 1-0 cushion for the half. And the Youth Milan in possession, dispossessed by POREY Spring, conceded a corner on the far left.
So Pico's nurse there trying to put the ball into the box. So Jalil Carbin's 43rd minute goal, the difference in this encounter at the moment. And Sean Wilson missing a golden opportunity. Chance here at the back post, and just too long for Nicholas Griffith. Been a push as well from Griffith in the back of his defender. But as I was saying, Wilson with the golden opportunity to make it 2-0 in the last minute of play. Well, in the minute added on for stoppages. And luckily for POREY Spring, they only have one goal to try to overhaul. Ball played far by Marlon Graves, well right by Rivaldo Graham. And comes Ryan Stewart trying to find Nicholas Griffith, but intercepted by Ramon Griffith. Here comes POREY Spring on his left-hand side through Shaquille Stewart. Stewart gets the ball into the box and cleared from Carbin. It seemed to have deflected off of the POREY Spring attacker, but that was a very enticing cross there from Shaquille Stewart. Allison John.
Yes, POREY Spring showing some sense of purpose down the left flank and putting Youth Milan under a bit of pressure there. But danger averted, and all is well that ends well. Richard Corbin, goalkeeper for Youth Milan, with a goal kick long up the center of the field, won by the POREY Spring player. Dispossessed by the Youth Milan through the center. The attacking runs into trouble. POREY won the free kick.
So Najee Holder not impressed by the decision made by Edwin Adams, the referee carrying this game. So Tredain Clark, the number 6, is asked to retake the free kick, starting play before the referee was ready. So, as I said before, this is straight knockout game, a demotion game. And POREY Spring had a couple of good opportunities in the first half, but at this level, or any level, the all-important thing is to score. So, game restarted. Number 13 will hit this one deep, looking for Griffith, but cleared by POREY Spring. They can restart air through Najee Holder. Ball over the top, looking for Shaquille Stewart. Trying to win the foot race between him and Jason Jilts. He folds his marker. That's Stewart, the captain of POREY Spring, and Youth Milan have a free kick. So they need to find an alternative or alternate route to goal, because Youth Milan have been able to nullify or deal with those long balls hit forward by POREY Spring. Reverse ball here finds Romario Drakes. Reverse ball again for Carbine. Chance on goal, blocked by Lindo Sandiford, and Rollins is able to keep it for going out for a corner kick as Ronaldo Hunt. So they made the error of stating earlier on broadcast that Ramal Holder was booked. It was in fact Ronaldo Hunt that received the yellow card, the number 8 for POREY Spring. Ball played through for Stewart on his left-hand side. He comes. Stewart with 2 defenders accompany, gets the cross in again. And Carbon, the danger still alive. We're now the hunt floor to the back post. This ain't cleared by, looks like Jason Jilts. But those balls coming from left to right have been proven to be a nuisance for the defense of Youth Milan, Allison John.
Yes, as we see, POREY Spring is making some inroads into the Youth Milan defense because with their intention, it's clear that they don't want to go down. They're not going down without a fight. But all the pressure placed on the Youth Milan defense was well handled by the defenders, and they averted the danger. So far, so good.
Shot and goal blocked there by the number 13 for Youth Milan, Shamar Sandyford. Youth Milan managed to deal with this player and then clear it again. A slice clearance, however. And Hunt watches it go out of play for a throwing. So POREY Spring trying to get back into this game as soon as possible. Ball played in by Ryan Short to the back post. And well collected by Carbine. Quick resumption looking for the other Carbine, the goal scorer, Jaleel. Picos Nurse trying to play the ball through a sea of white and blue shirts. Beautiful pass with the outside of his left boot. Sean Wilson finds Clark. Ramon Griffith. Dispossessed. Play breaks down in the middle. Here comes POREY Spring. Poor pass there by Stewart. Hunt. Attempts to calm the nerves of POREY Spring by playing all the way back to Rollins in goal. Looks like Carbon again down. He had a problem earlier in the first half. This time he's done again. And all of a sudden you start to hear the outside noise creeping into the sound effects mic, that of the exchanges between the players on the bench and the technical staff and the players on the field. And obviously some of the subs may have their own opinion too, Allison John.
Yes, and the players up and running, hobbling, but they're fighting tooth and nail. The Youth Milan players, they're not going down. They want to maintain the lead. The throw taking and Dwayne Tiki Skinner for Youth Milan, experienced defender he is. He applied the fair play rule to the opponents to restart the play. Youth Milan players tackle goes down, and POREY Spring playing on a little pressure there, and they're conceding some unnecessary fouls deep into their half.
So Ramon Griffith there, daring to put himself between the ball and his opponent, and wins his team a free kick to be taken by the number 17, Shane Small. Carbine plays it back in the box immediately. Chance at the back post. And the attacker there misses a sitter. And would you believe it? It's Sean Wilson again.
Yes, easy come, easy go. The Youth Milan, they're not having a composure going, and they're missing from at least 6 and 8 yards and so forth in the opponent box. And Youth Milan building on the far right. 3 players overlap and run up the flank. The player in the box cross it, poor cross, and intercepted by the POREY Spring team.
The ball there was played behind by the attacker and well right by Rivaldo Graham, who got the clearance. Hunt under pressure, manages to clear his lanes, finds Najee Holder in the process. Reverse ball looking for the run of Ryan Stewart on the outside, is well dealt with by Sandyford. Then he gives it away. POREY Spring come again down this left hand side. Here comes Ryan Stewart. Ryan Stewart with a shot. That's wide of goal. Well, they described the action there, called the wrong number. I believe it was Ramal Holder who switched the ball looking for Ryan Stewart. And Stewart there with the attempt on goal, not threatening Richard Carbon in goal. Allison John.
Yes, the POREY Spring just launched an attack on the Youth Milan goal. Player ball push on the right, in the inside right. Player receive, and you could see a lot of lack of confidence stepping there because the player kick a shot that which will in my estimation will score at the Garrison, which is called the field hockey rugby.
Game restarts with a goal kick from Richard Carbon, headed on by Marlon Graves. He's done a lot of that so far in this game. Here comes Shaquille Short on his left-hand side. He's created a lot of pressure for Jason Jokes. He's played 2 delightful balls into the box that weren't met by any teammate. Sandy Ford, who comes inside looking for the ball, and Hunt in anguish goes down, but play continues. Here comes Ramon Griffith. Mario Drake's trying to find Sean Wilson. Ball cleared. Here comes Najee Holder. Poor ball trying to find Ronaldo Hunt. And Sandiford is able to play it back to Carbon in goal. Headed on by Holder. Comes Nicholas Griffith, who hasn't had the most enterprising of games. What can he do here? Ball played into the box. Didn't get the intended connection. And cleared eventually by Youth Milan. Pretty scrappy bit of action from both teams. But Youth Milan importantly managed to clear their lines and keep their 1-goal advantage. So Torrington there, Damian Torrington there with the foul on Ramon Griffith. So 58 minutes of action completed. Jaleel Carbine, his headed goal, the difference, scoring in the 43rd minute of play. The player there slow to return to his feet for Youth Milan is Shamar Sandyford. So as I said, there are 3 Carbines in the starting lineup for Youth Milan. And there are 2 Sandyfords in this game. There's Lindo Sandyford playing in the heart of the POREY Spring defense in number 13. And both Sandyfords are wearing number 13. Shamar Sandyford, the opposite number 13 for Youth Milan. Picos Nurse finds Nicholas Griffith on his left-hand side of the field. Ball switch looking for Ryan Stewart as Ronaldo Hunt overlaps just behind him. Hunt controls and then finds Stewart. Ball play across the face of goal and well blocked there by the number 17, Shane Small, to avert the danger, Allison.
Yes. During the resumption of the second half period, both teams giving us a stark contrast to the first half where in fact we were doing a lot of building, short passes, making inroads. But in the second half, lack of confidence, they are not building, they're just kicking aimlessly, and a lot of things going to bag in. So one play for Youth Milan is done again. Play hold up for momentarily. Yep. Player down, help to his feet, walking off with a medic. Needs some attention. On the near side here, a player for Youth Milan is warming up. So in any moment, substitution can be made. POREY Spring will take the throw in from the right flank. Long throw down the right flank. Free kick to Youth Milan on their left side. wide across the right field, won by POREY Spring defenders. POREY Spring on the counter-attack, kick the ball aimlessly. As I said a while ago, since the resumption, both teams were just running, kicking, chasing. As opposed to the first one, we had a lot of build-up in the process, both teams. Reason for that, they don't want to make any mistake to concede any more goals, but Youth Milan, on the other hand, want to score the go-ahead goal and put added pressure on the POREY Spring, whilst POREY Spring in the process is trying to get the equalizing goal and work for the go-ahead.
So, ran short, unable to keep that ball in play. May have done some harm to himself trying to do so. So, the substitution made for Youth Milan. The goal scorer, Jaleel Carbine, exits the game for the introduction of Kadeem Fredericks. Here comes Damian Thornton. Ball left there by Holder. Comes Naji. Holder, chance here. Shot doesn't have the tenacity or sting in it. And Carbine deals with it with his foot. And then collects eventually with his hands. Ball play alone looking for Wilson. Beautiful first touch. But with two for pressure, Hunt pushes his opponent in the back, and POREY Spring concede a free kick. But Ronaldo Hunt has to be very mindful of the fact that he's already playing on a yellow card, though, Allison John.
Yeah, POREY Spring is playing on a little bit of frustration, creating panic, because they making some crucial blunders, giving some unnecessary free kicks, and because they are panicking. They're under pressure. Keeper goes down. He's holding his right knee, beating the turf, so he's in a little bit of agony. Attended by the referee, who is monitoring the situation. You wait and see. No indication from the referee.
But it looked like the player from Youth Milan had followed through on the keeper. I don't think it was intentional, but doing so, the collision clearly caused some harm to Anthony Rollins in goal. Here comes POREY Spring trying to attack on his left-hand side. Yeah. Comes Clark. Fredericks there was trying to delay his run as long as possible in the attempt, or in effort rather, of avoiding falling offside. Shaquille Stewart. Damian Thornton. Ball played over the top is well read by Shamar Sandyford. Marlon Graves. Beautiful ball though, blocked by Picos Nurse. And needed to be precise in his action there, because the player could be in a goal chance here, and it's an own goal. And under the pressure, the ball floated, looking for the run of Shaquille Stewart. And Jason Jokes has suffered the indignity of putting the ball into the back of his own net in the 65th minute. We have a game on our hands here, Allison John, as both teams are now equal.
Yes, as I said, POREY Spring, the pressing, the kicking the ball, and the chasing, the challenging, and miscommunication between the central defender and the keeper, who charged out the goal, came off the head of the defender and into the net. So we are now level 1-all.
Carbine. There's Ramon Griffith. Nice return pass. There's Ramon Holder. Damian Thornton. Ball intercepted there, and the attempted spin dribble there. Holder went in with his stud showing. Dangerous piece of play there. But luckily no one is injured. So referee Edwin Adams asks Youth Milan to restart the game, signaling the fact that he hadn't blown as yet. Throwing taken. Fredericks. Kadeem Fredericks. Ball played forward looking for Sean Wilson. He's a bit too long, and it's a goal kick to POREY Spring. So, know that both things are equal again. Allison, what are you looking for in these next 25 minutes of action?
I'm looking for the two teams to be more settled on the ball and continue where they left off in the first half, where they were stringing more passes together with coordination, cohesion, and so forth. But as I kept describing the second half, they were just kicking aimlessly. But now that POREY Spring are on level terms, the confidence seems to be returning and they're not building the ball. So Youth Milan on the counter-attack, they're building from the center, down the right flank, playing possession, charges up the right, challenge, ball goes out into touch for throwing to Youth Milan.
So a throwing here to be taken by Shamar Sandiford, number 13 for Youth Milan. Long throw comes in. Seems to be a foul there, so a free kick for POREY Spring, who've had the better of the exchanges in the last 5 minutes or so. Ball hit long from Anthony Rawlings. So both keepers have conceded in contrarian fashions. One from a header from the opposition player being in the right place at the right time, and the second goalkeeper from a header, but from an own goal. So a ridiculous tackle there from, looks like, Sandiford. Very late indeed, and he's lucky only to have been shown the yellow. Looks like Ramal Holder on the ground, the number 17 for POREY Spring. So the action was going forward, but Edwin Adams, the referee, judged that there was no potential of an attack there, and he called back play for the infringement.
Yes, as during the infringement, the POREY Spring player still down, needs some attention. See a young lady ran onto the field, seemed to be the medic, and she's administering the necessary treatment with a view to getting the play back up in action, because you need them, you need everyone out there in order to launch the usual attack, in order to come out victorious tonight.
So Youth Milan have made a change during the duration of this second half. POREY Spring have not yet gone to their bench, so they still have the luxury of all three subs. And more importantly, I wonder how vital that miss from Sean Wilson in the 54th minute could prove. Here comes the number 3, Ramel Carbing, switches it looking for Shamar Sandiford. Sandiford trying to find Ramon Griffith, headed away by Rivaldo Graham. The bounce eventually settled by Shamar Sandiford under heavy pressure from Griffith. He survives the tackle. Ramon Carbine finds Kadeem Fredericks. Here comes Fredericks. Ball played in, blocked by Pico's Nurse. So POREY Spring could come away after avoiding that piece of attack or a breakdown an attack from Youth Milan, and then they just give the ball away. So looks like Holder. Looks like Ramal Holder there, who was bringing the ball up the field after winning it and just gave it away to Youth Milan, and throwing there was taken. So ball eventually cleared, and here comes POREY Spring through the middle. Ball switch looking for Ryan Stewart. Two players go forward, and Stewart delays the ball, then he finds Thornton. Thornton manages to keep it in play. Here comes POREY Spring on his side. The referee, the assistant referee, John Griffith, says that the ball has gone out. And that is a goal kick to POREY Spring. But for a moment there was potential danger as Ryan Stewart was bringing the ball forward, and you could see just in my vantage point, you could see the run of Ronaldo Hunt and Damian Thornton getting forward, but Stewart held the ball a bit too long. So you see a free kick there to Ronaldo Hunt, the player on the ground for POREY Spring, the number 8 jersey. That's Lindo signing for number 13. Finds Picos Nurse, who finds Ramal Holder out wide on the left. Reverse pass finds Nicholas Griffith. Here comes POREY Spring on his left-hand side. Ball cross into the box. Looking for a player at the back post, and well dealt with by Carbing. That's Ramel Carbing. So the players there seemingly not happy with the decision made by the referee. But 73 minutes gone of action in this game. For you, Allison John, who's been the better of the two teams in the second half?
I will say the edge. Youth Milan has the edge so far. They're keeping the composure. They're looking to string the passes together. Sometimes they try to use the surprise element with the crossfield switch, the long ball, to no avail.
I found that what was most effective on the resumption was Shaquille Stewart, the number 9 and captain for POREY Spring, picking up the ball on the left-hand side and putting those dangerous balls into the box.
Yes.
And they seemingly have not resorted to that. Ball switch there, looking for the run of Ryan Stewart at the back post. Danger here. Ball play across the face of goal. Now G Holder trying to pass it into the goal and then cleared by the foot of Ramel Carbine. And somehow Youth Milan managed to survive that telling danger, Allison John.
Yes, Youth Milan survived the onslaught there, and lucky for them, they conceded a corner in the process.
So corner here to POREY Spring to be taken by Ronaldo Hunt. 74 minutes of action gone. All even. POREY Spring 1, Youth Milan 1. The goal scored in the 43rd and 65th respectively. Jaleel Carbine, the opener for Youth Milan, and an own goal by Jason Jokes. Ball cleared by Jokes. Here comes Torrington trying to wriggle his way through the center. A scramble here just outside the box of Youth Milan, and the well-built Marlon Graves plays it back for Ramel Carbine. The attempted 1-2 is blocked by Ronaldo Hunt, and a throw into Youth Milan. So Youth Milan can get themselves momentarily out of the hole. So throwing taken. Mario Drakes. Amon Griffith. So they're playing number of short passes in close proximity. And only encouraging pressure. Ball eventually cleared by Richard Carbine in goal. Picos Nurse plays the ball through looking for Shaquille Stewart. Reverse ball finds Stewart. Chance on goal. Blocked by Carbine. Here comes Ronaldo Hunt. And this ball, attempted ball play to the back post is comfortable for Richard Carbine in goal, Allison John.
Yes, as we see, POREY Spring had possession and they launched an attack and attacking the Youth Milan players, forcing them on to backpedal. You asked several minutes ago what impact the missed chances by Sean Wilson will have on the outcome of the game. If I must use a cricketing analogy, drop, catch, lose match, because you may drop a particular player and he goes on to score century, double century. So there's a likelihood that when you miss chances at one end of the goal, the pressure will go to the other end.
So chance here for POREY Spring as Ramal Holder tries to wriggle his way through the defense, and his cross to the near post is caught and distributed very quickly by Richard Carbine in goal. Here comes number 4, just getting his first touch of the game. That's Shamar Atkinson in for Tredain Clark. Comes Atkinson. Switches the play, looking for Wilson. Drakes is offside. So 77 minutes of action completed. The opening goal scored by Jaleel Carbine of Youth Milan, a header. And unfortunately for Youth Milan, Jason Jilts scoring an own goal in the 65th minute. So from the offside, Rivaldo Green will restart the game. Ball played long, looking for Shaquille Stewart. Stewart with a chance. Blocked by the defender. Claims of a handball ignored by Edwin Adams. Comes Najee Holder with a shot. Just wide. Regardless, seems like Richard Carbine in goal had it covered. Allison John.
Yeah, Youth Milan living dangerously there, trying to soak up the pressure. Whatever the referee did not see, can't see everything. Play goes on. We play into the whistle. So POREY Spring attempted a long shot from outside, went out of touch, and goal kick to Youth Milan.
So Jatoby Clark, the number 19 of POREY Spring, enters the game for Ryan Stewart. Ball hit long by Richard Carbine. Looking for Kadeem Fredericks. Controlled there by Graham. Ronaldo Hunt. Jatoby Clark gets his first touch of the game. Beautiful pass there, finds Nicholas Griffith. Chance here down this right-hand side for POREY Spring. Hunt puts the ball into the box, and Carbine collects with much aplomb. But as I said earlier, POREY Spring have looked more enterprising when Shaquille Stewart has picked the ball up on the left-hand side of attack and put those nagging balls into the box. But there haven't been any takers on the end of those balls played in. Here comes Youth Milan. Poor control there from Mario Drakes, but manages to win it back after dispossessing Najee Holder. Ramel Carbine. Still Carbine. Still Carbine. Dispossessed. There's Najee Holder. Ball played forward, finding Shaquille Stewart. Chance here. Carbine with the foot save, using his wide frame to deny the POREY Spring team. And both teams seemingly starting to somehow run out of ideas. Players have been lamenting on the ball. There you see a foul from Jason Jolts. For a moment I thought he was going to be booked, but referee Edwin Adams decides against it. Ball played early for Ramal Holder. POREY Spring attacked on his left-hand side. Ball played in. Attempted ball into the box was very poor from Ramal Holder. And Youth Milan once again let off the hook. Allison John.
Yeah, we're into the 81st minute, and we see both teams. They are purposeful, building from the back, which is the first third to the second third, and then in the third, both teams are very poor. They lack ideas and so forth. So everything that they try to throw at the opponent's goal goes a begging.
So Pico's Nurse finds Holder again, who's been allowed to just roam on that left-hand side. He hasn't been under any pressure whenever he's collected the ball. That's Damian Thornton under strong attention there from, looks like Atkinson. Rivaldo Graham. Ball floated, looking for Stewart, is misdirected and cleared by Jilks. Pressure still on here on his left-hand side. Ramal Holder versus Shamar Sandyford. And Pico's Nurse goes past one, trying to evade two, and gives the ball away needlessly. There's Ronaldo Hunt. What can POREY Spring save it on his right-hand side? Because Damian Turner plays a floated ball to the back post. And at first I thought that Richard Carbon had misjudged it in goal, but with all his experience, he was able to detect that the ball was dipping but not threatening his goal. So, how do you see the final 9 minutes going, Allison John?
Yes, it could go either way, but right now, in the last couple of minutes, POREY Spring seem more purposeful going forward, and putting Youth Milan on a bit of pressure there. So, any mistake on both sides could result in somebody stays up, somebody take the dive.
Here comes your number 14, Drakes. Beautiful chest control there by Wilson, but Griffith not being able to get his feet sorted. Gives it away. Here comes Ramal Holder. Strongly marked by Marlon Graves and wins the free kick for POREY Spring. So 83 minutes gone in this game so far. Game even. Shaquille Short is in an offside position, says assistant referee John Griffith. So the second game of the night to be contested between Weymouth Wales and Barbados Defence Force Sports Program. The first leg of the first and second place team playoff. So you can stay in tune for that. That promises to be another fantastic encounter. So 84 minutes gone in this game. You're not missing any action. It's a free kick to go the way of Youth Milan. Play back to. Okay, the referee says that the ball needs to restart from further back. So Richard Carbon is going to pump this ball up the field. Ball hit long by Carbon. Headed away by Rivaldo Graham. Falls kindly to Shamar Atkinson. Number 4. Bypass there from him. Comes POREY Spring down his left hand side. All of a sudden, Youth Milan looking quite jaded. Heavy touch there from Stewart. And surrenders possession to Richard Carbon. Just on the screen there, Nicholas Griffith had made the run through the center. And returns now from an offside position, looking rather dejected. Ball hit long, looking for Kadeem Fredericks. Poked away by Pico's Nurse. So POREY Spring still have the option of 2 more changes, whereas Youth Milan has made 2 changes. 85 minutes of play gone. Shamar Sandyford with the long throw. Finds Wilson. Ball cleared by Ronaldo Hunt. And out of touch for a throw into Youth Milan, Alan St. John.
Yes, and we winding down to the final few minutes, and game still even Steven. Both teams trying to penetrate the final third of the field to put that winning goal past the opponent. So it could go either way based on the level of play right now.
It was a beautiful ball there, headed on by Sean Wilson, but Kadeem Fredericks is in an offside position. Strangely enough, though, Wilson has done everything right in his game but score. His touches have been sublime, but when he's been in front of goal, he's missed one or two easy opportunities. Cross comes into the back post. Chance here for POREY Spring, repelled by Carbine. Holder, another save there by Carbine, then cleared off the line by Ramon Griffith. But the miscommunication there from Youth Milan showing a lot of desperation, and lucky for them, they don't go behind Alan St. John.
Yes, POREY Spring looking more purposeful because they're trying desperately to get the go-ahead goal and stay afloat and stay alive. But Youth Milan is not giving up. They're clearing everything that comes their way. Another corner for the POREY Spring team.
So strange there. The header came in, and the attempted clearance there from Griffith saw himself heading the ball behind, but luckily for him, wasn't on target of his goal. Here comes Wilson. The first ball finds Romario Drakes. Wilson. Back heel for Drakes. Drakes goes past two quite easily. Beautiful build-up here from Youth Milan. What could they find here as the end product? Shamar Atkinson. Shot on goal. High and wide. But there was a number of neatly played passes between Wilson and Drakes, and then Fredericks and Drakes. But the end product, not that fantastic. Alan St. John.
Yes, as I kept reminding the listeners that both teams are they're lacking inspiration going forward in the attacking third, and they're hesitating on that final true pass or the killer pass. So they need to stay focused and attack with a sense of purpose.
So it was a foul there from, looked like Frederick. So game will restart with a free kick to POREY Spring to be taken by Rivaldo Graham. 89 minutes of action going. Ball played long. Here comes Pico's Nurse. Not getting the desired first touch. Ball held up by Sandiford. Finds Shamar Atkinson of Youth Milan. Comes Ramon Griffith. Ball played forward, looking for the run of Kadeem Fredericks. The second hour substitution. Fredericks goes past Hunt, who then folds his man. And Ronaldo Hunt could be in trouble here. He's already on a yellow card, and he holds his man. And that's the second yellow. And Ronaldo Hunt is showing his marching orders in the 89th minute. POREY Spring will now have to play with 10 men in this last minute of action, Alan St. John.
Yes, crucial stage of the game. Last 2 minutes in regulation time. What the referee will add left to his fourth officials, and therefore, but Youth Milan win a very important free kick on the left-hand side of the 18-yard box of POREY Spring. Poor header in, keeper collects, no harm, and POREY Spring is attacking down the left side. They're in possession, play to the center team. Youth Milan won possession, and they're attacking. Give it away again.
So ball runs out of play. For a minute there, Atkinson had a chance to create something, but it was intercepted by Lindo Sandiford, who once again is called into action and forced to put the ball out of play behind his own goal, concedes a corner. So chance here to win it at the end for Youth Milan and avoid playing extra playing time. Ball to be swung in here by Sean Wilson. Ball hit high to the back post and a weak header again from Marlon Graves. And Anthony Rollins in goal collects quite simply. So it's going to be a very difficult road ahead here for POREY Spring, playing with more or less player on the field. Najee Holder not getting the control right there, gives it away. Wilson finds Shane Small, who initially thought he was foul. Here comes Nicholas Griffith. Shaquille Stewart. Poor pass by Stewart. Cleared by Sandiford. Ramal Holder. Pecos Nurse. Ball switch. Looking for the attacker on the outside, Jacoby Clark, but ball struck one of the Youth Milan players and is destroying the POREY Spring. Here comes Damian Tarleton. Barged off the ball from Ramon Griffith, and Griffith wins his team a goal kick. So 3 minutes of stoppage time added on. Ball hit long by Carbine. Both teams desperate to find a winner. POREY Spring, the hungrier of the two. Strong tackle there from Carbine. Chance here for POREY Spring. Nicholas Griffith with a shot on goal, repelled by Richard Carbine in goal. And for a moment, the technical staff of Youth Milan would have had their hearts in their hands. Chance here again, no from the corner for POREY Spring, Allison John.
Yes, we see Richard Carbine showing all his expertise and experience in the Youth Milan goal, saving them in the game.
Corner comes in. Collected again by Carbine, this time on the second attempt. Drakes goes around Jacoby Clark. Wilson, another expert pass with the outside of his left boot. Drakes finds Wilson again, but well dealt with defensively by Graham. Then taken away by Drakes. Dispossessed is Drakes. Terry leg showing. Here comes Torrington. Goes past Jokes. Acres of space open up. Comes Damian Torrington. Few step overs. Then tries to go around Carbine. He now has two for company and dispossessed by, looks like, Marlon Graves. Youth Milan trying to win it late here in stoppage time. Then gives it away again. There you hear the final whistle from referee Edwin Adams. POREY Spring won. Youth Milan won. Both teams failing to win it in regulation time. After Jaleel Carbine had taken the lead in the 43rd minute, an own goal from Jason Jokes in the 65th. And we are going to have, I believe, extra time in this encounter. But we will join you shortly after the break to allow for these commercial messages.
Barbados Steel Works, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Building or renovating, there is simply no debating. We supply all your construction needs. Visit our store today for a deal. Barbados Steel Works, a name you can trust. Quality material depend on us. Barbados Steel Works, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Come to Barbados Steel Works.
This is Kurt Brown, and I love mixing as a DJ and with my go-to drink, Clayton's Cola Tonic. Clayton's mixes with hard or soft. It's your secret and mine what we mix with Clayton's. Change it up depending on the event. I love the energy I get from it to keep me going all night long. Clayton's will know why you're up, and so will I. But your secret is safe. Clayton's Cola Tonic. Take it any way you like.
Brandy or some Johnny Walker. Drinking some fire water. Brandy or some Johnny Walker. Drinking some fire water. With a bunch in 3-0 brandy or some Johnny Walker. Pick up our drinkers in at this place right now. I got all of the yellow wine while I'm drinking some fire water. Energy got me feeling so high.
Welcome back to live coverage from the Wildy Turf of this Demotion game being contested between POREY Spring and Youth Milan. Youth Milan playing in the blue and white shirts and the white shorts with white socks, and POREY Spring in the orange shirts and the navy blue shorts, orange socks. We're playing an extra 30 minutes, 15 minutes and a half to decide a winner. And should we not have any goals scored in those two periods, we will go to the penalty shootout to decide a winner. So, as I said earlier in my broadcast, two teams trying to remain in the upper tier, which is the Premier League. Two teams trying to avoid the upheaval of being relegated. Alison John.
Yes, and only the strong survive.
So, game where we start with Youth Milan. Ramon Griffith playing the ball all the way back to Romel Carbing. Comes Kadeem Fredericks on his left-hand side, the number 12 for Youth Milan. Shamar Atkinson. Shamar Sandyford. Spain move, takes and pass. Roman Holder, but that play ends there. Comes Shamar Atkinson with the reverse ball played into the box, headed away by Rivaldo Graham. Nicholas Griffith seemingly thought he was fouled there. Ball played back into the box one time, but no players in an attacking position there, and ball falls kindly for Anthony Rollins. I have with me again for this extra period of play, Alison John.
Yes, as the extra time period starts, Youth Milan were building patiently, cautiously, spraying the ball among the teammates, but that final ball in the attacking third goes a begging again, and Youth Milan on the attack commits a foul to the POREY Spring team, who wins a free kick.
But as I said earlier, Sean Wilson has had a very dynamic game, and unfortunately for him, he's missed at least two clear-cut opportunities. But everything else he's done has been majestic. Chest control, his passing, And he's been able to link up with one or two players, but finding himself in front of goal, he's been unable to put Youth Milan in clear sight of his opponents. There you see Rivaldo Graham in shot, getting ready to take this free kick. Ball hit long from Graham. Headed away by Atkinson. Marlon Graves attempted header on. Finds Kadeem Fredericks eventually. Here comes Shamar Atkinson on his right hand side. Return ball for Kadeem Fredericks is cleared. So the game all of a sudden playing at an incredibly slow pace. Geriatric even. Trying there to be taken by POREY Springs, Ramal Holder. Here comes Shaquille Stewart down his left hand side. Stewart. Actually Griffith. Shot on goal. But Carbon, using all his expertise there, knows exactly where to be and has his post covered. Sharp goal kick taken. Ramon Griffith. Kadeem Fredericks. Ball switch there from the number 8 Wilson, trying to find Ramon Griffith. So all of a sudden, both teams have been able to play out from the back with no pressure. No one seems to be that ambitious at the moment, Alan St. John.
Yes, and when the teams are in possession, they're probing and searching in the middle of the field. But what is lacking, and I will continue to say, is that final thrust forward. As my former national coach was saying, keep Griffith, that killer pass, that defense fitting pass is lacking both sides of the encounter.
Comes Sean Wilson. Looking for the run of Atkinson. Miscontrol there. Ball still alive with Fredericks. Return pass looking for Atkinson is cleared by Sandyford. Poor pass there by Ramal Holder. Put a Najee Holder in between a rock and a hard place, and Holder's fouled. So POREY Spring will have a free kick. 5 minutes gone in this extra time period. 15-minute halves. Score leveled at 1 goal apiece. The first goal in the opener of the game was scored by Jaleel Carbin of Youth Milan in the 43rd. And an own goal from Jason Jilts in the 65th. Here comes Najee Holder for POREY Spring in the middle of the field. Ramal Holder. Ball played through. Looking for Nicholas Griffith. Strongly tackled there by Jason Jilts. So, possession for POREY Spring. It's a corner. And Ramal Holder goes over to take. Some 5 players in the box of POREY Spring. Ball floated to the near post and well collected by Richard Carbon and goal. Quick resumption through the throw. And the reverse ball from Mario Drix is eventually collected by Jacoby Clark. Strong tackle there from Wilson. And the POREY Spring player stays down. Here comes Wilson. Reverse ball looking for Kadeem Fredericks as well, right by Picos Nurse. Comes Najee Holder in the middle. Ball floated over the top looking for the run of Shaquille Stewart. Chance here for POREY Spring. Still Stewart. There are no players in close proximity, but Stewart eventually gets around his marker. Ball played to the back post. Well collected by Richard Carbin. Under pressure from the run of Nicholas Griffith at the back post. Here comes Romario Drakes. Acres of space in the middle of the field for Youth Milan. And a strong tackle there from Lyndall Sandyford, and the assistant referee signals a free kick. So referee Edwin Adams blows his whistle to attend to Damian Torrington, the number 10 for POREY Spring, on the ground getting treatment from the medic. You see a very fatigued looking Shaquille Stewart with hands akimbo, wearing the captain armband, the number 9 for POREY Spring. 8 minutes of action completed in this first 15 of extra time. So, free kick to be taken for Youth Milan by Shamar Sandiford. Ball played into the heart of the defense. Cleared again by Rivaldo Graham. Chance on goal by Marlon Graves. Blocked. Comes Sean Wilson. Ball floated to the back post. Danger here. And misses from point blank. Looks like Kadeem Fredericks. Anthony Rollins was in no way in position. And Fredericks unable to get a good connection on his header, Allison John.
Yes, Youth Milan caused a little panic there in the POREY Spring box, and frantic clearance caused Youth Milan wins the corner on the far left. An outswinger will be taken by the Youth Milan number 8.
Ball falls to Drakes, who wastes possession. The shot had no conviction in it, and therefore Anthony Rollins in goal wasn't tested. So Nicholas Griffith is going to exit the game for the introduction of Nicholas Clark. So Nicholas for Nicholas. And that's the second change of the game made for POREY Spring, who are playing with 10 men after Ronaldo Hunt was booked twice, and then showing the red card by Edwin Adams. So nonchalant defending there from Shamar Sandiford of Youth Milan, trying to dribble his way out of pressure and gives away a throwing quite crazily. Chance here for POREY Spring. Well saved by Carbin. And Sandiford put his team under pressure with a bit of madness, dribbling the ball out of his defense. And luckily for Youth Milan, Richard Carbin comes to the rescue again. Allison John.
Yes. POREY Spring is showing that they have the one-man advantage as opposed to the one-man disadvantage, and they're playing the pressure on the Youth Milan team. And POREY Spring with a chance. Poor header. Saved by Richard Carbin.
Here comes Drakes of loads of space. Still Drakes. Ramon Griffith. Kadeem Fredericks. Ball played into the box. Ball right by Lindo Sandiford. Shamar Atkinson of Youth Milan can build on his right hand side. Ramon Griffith. A technical 1-2 right by Picos Nurse. Here comes Jacoby Clark, who seems to have switched flanks. Clark. Well defended there by Sandiford, who seems to be in a bit of discomfort. Goes to ground. He was hobbling there. I don't know if it's a bit of cramp that may be creeping in. But some 12 minutes gone in this first half of extra time. So another stoppage in the game. But so far, what are your impressions of this first half of extra time, Allison John?
Yes, as the game progresses, time taken away, Both teams are trying desperately to get the go-ahead and to maintain that lead, that pressure on the opponents. But they are lacking that final kick, and fatigue seems to be the order of the night at this stage of the game.
So, signing first still on the ground. Looks like the magic spray being applied. So, should he leave the field of play, we'll be back to 10 against 10 and all even. So you're not missing any action. So in the nightcap, you will view Weymouth Wales versus BDF Sports Program, the first leg of the playoff to decide first and second place in this 2018-2019 Barbados Football Association Premier League season. Game restarts. Ball cleared there by Ramel Carbine. Griffith. Ball over the top looking for Kadeem Fredericks. Fredericks versus Rivaldo Graham. Shot on goal over the crossbar. So goal kick to POREY Spring. These damn moments of the first half of extra time. Jacoby Clark, the number 19 for POREY Spring. Under strong pressure from two. Gives away possession easily. Then apologizes to his teammates against Jason Jokes. Goes all the way back to Richard Carbon in goal. There you see the medic forced to make the long walk to freedom around the outskirts of the playing surface. Comes Marlon Graves. Beautiful ball forward finds Ramon Griffith, followed by Rivaldo Graham. So at the moment, Richard Carbon in goal has probably had to make more saves than Anthony Rawlings, but score is still level. Free kick to be taken by Jason Jokes. Ball hit into the center of the defense. Headed back. Don't think he was trying to do so, but luckily for him, he had a teammate there to help rescue him in defense. Here comes Jason Jokes. A number of times Najee Holder has been protesting with the referee for whatever reason. Beautiful reverse ball, about dealt with by Picos Nurse. Ball cleared by Rivaldo Graham. Headed back into play by Shamar Saniford. Ball eventually settles for Youth Milan. Strong tackle there by Atkinson, who's going to go into referee Edwin Adams' book. So Shamar Atkinson receives the yellow card, and time has elapsed for the first half of extra time. So in your opinion, Alan St. John, who has been the better of the two teams in this second half?
Yeah,
It's first half of extra time, sorry.
POREY Spring seems to be the more threatening of the two. The final kick continues to lack that power that will go beat any keeper.
So looks like Sandy Ford, if I'm not mistaken, still on the ground. Waiting for some assistance from the sideline. A very difficult game. The hour and a half has elapsed and we're into extra time, which means that in essence the players have so far played an hour and 15 minutes plus stoppages. There was 1 minute in the first half and 3 at the end of regular play. So Sandiford leaves the game momentarily, so back to playing 10 against 10. Ball hit long by Rivaldo Graham. Throwing to POREY Spring. Nicholas Clark. Ball floated to the back post and collected by Richard Carbine. There you hear the final whistle for the first half of extra time. POREY Spring 1, Youth Milan 1. We will rejoin you very shortly after this commercial break to provide comments and commentary for the final 15 minutes.
What time are they just switching? This is just switching or? They just switching half. Yeah. Man, footballers got train, man. Footballers got to train, man. Keep the referee coming off with the ball. But the teams line up. So. Yeah, they just switching half.
So my apologies. I thought we were going to break there, but the players just switch halves, and looks like Ronnie Farley is going to enter the game for Youth Milan. So we'll know in a moment who Farley will enter the game for. It's number 13, Shamar Sandiford, who's already off the field. So, Ramon Griffith. Mario Drakes. Ball switch. Looking for Shamar Atkinson, who too is playing with a yellow card. We'll have to be very careful. Jamel Carbine, the number 3 for our Youth Milan. Tackle there by Jacoby Clark. Very late on the challenge there, but maybe his first foul of the game. So referee Edwin Adams shows leniency. So we go into the second minute now of the second half of 15 for extra time. Ball hit long by Small to the back post, looking for the run of Ramon Griffith, but Pico's nurse is there to prevent any danger. So goal kick to POREY Spring. So should both teams go for the winner, Allison John, or should they play it safe and get to penalties?
They will have to show more commitment, get that energy, reboost, and launch some all-out attack in order to get the winner. Because at this stage, they're just playing cat and mouse in the center of the field. No forward run, no forward penetration, and so forth. No shots on goal.
4 goals against POREY Spring, and once again, Najee Holder, the number 15 for POREY Spring, isn't satisfied with the decision made by the referee, but he needs to get himself involved in the game and be more efficient for his team. Both teams look pretty legged. Ball played into the back post and tipped away by Rollins unconvincingly, but luckily for him, he has support in the form of Ramal Holder and now Pico's nurse. Ball attempted clearance there, blocked, and eventually ball switched from center of defense to Nicholas Clark out wide, who floats a long ball looking for Shaquille Stewart. So Carbine runs the ball out of play in his attempt to control it. Play restarts very quickly. Comes Jacoby Clark. Najee Horder. Clark. Strong tackle there from Kadeem Fredericks. Comes Ramal Horder. Horder versus Atkinson. Atkinson wins the duel. Eventually finds Shane Small, who clears it with his left boot, looking for Wilson, who hasn't really seen much of the ball in the last 20 minutes or so. 20 minutes or so during this game, Allison John.
Yes, two teams continue to probe and search, but mostly caught up in the middle of the field. But in order to get the winner, you have to penetrate. You got to get that final thrust through and get your team, your forwards on the receiving end, and who has a knack for goal. As you see, the POREY Spring now cause a little panic in the Youth Milan box, and well protected by Richard Corbin, the custodian.
Well, that was a delightful ball, though. Allison John played in from Jacoby Clark, and Short just had to poke it. He wasn't offside. He wasn't offside. That's the thing. You just need to get a connection, and it was a very weak attempt, and Richard Corbin was able to collect once again. So Najee Horder trying to find Shaquille Short. They were attacking on the left-hand side earlier successfully, and they chose rather not to continue that plan of action. Here comes Kadeem Fredericks. Fredericks versus Lindo Sandiford. Fredericks. And it looks like Marlon Graves is followed by Rivaldo Graham. So 10 minutes of play completed in this second half of 15. What can Youth Milan create from this set piece, Allison John?
Yes, as we see in the last minute or so, the players are showing fatigue, but yet they still want to run and dribble the ball. They should apply common sense and knock the ball around.
Attempted bicycle kick there from Kadeem Fredericks. Referee Edwin Adams blows for what I believe is a high boot from Fredericks. So, dangerous play. The consequence. So it looks like Sam Fredericks remains on the ground. Stretching, seems to be in a bit of pain, suffering from cramp. So to follow this encounter, the nightcap and the highly anticipated playoff game, first leg to decide first and second respectively, Weymouth Wales will come up against Barbados Defense Forest Sports Program. The two teams who've been pretty much playing in green this season, and I've seen greener pastures in terms of their results. Play restarts on his right hand side. Comes Nicholas Griffith. Ball floated at the field looking for Jacoby Clark. Both players would have attended the Allen School. So a bit of chemistry between them. So seems to be a free kick here to POREY Spring in a pretty dangerous area. So chance here to get players forward and try to score from the set piece. Looks like Rivaldo Graham to preside over the set piece. Ball floated into the near post. Chance here. And Najee Horder converts. In 113 minutes of play, Najee Horder daring to put his head on the ball from the cross from Rivaldo Graham. And could we have a winner here, Allison John?
Yes, POREY Spring won a free kick on the far right. And I was about to comment on the way the player approached the ball. No urgency. And that obviously deceived the opponent's players that the player taking the free kick is not ready and they were not prepared for it. And the player floated the ball at the back of the defense. And the POREY Spring player moving on the blind side and capitalized on it. So POREY Spring with the go-ahead goal. And in the final few minutes before the final whistle, I believe POREY Spring is going to defend this tooth and nail.
So Marlon Graves, Ronnie Farley, the last of the subs that entered the game. Farley versus Jacoby Clark, the number 10. Passes it to the number 4, Shamar Atkinson. Ball played to the back post. Cleared. There's Jamel Carbing. Strong tackle. Needless tackle even by Nicholas Clark to concede a free kick in a pretty dangerous area. And he also goes into the book of referee Evan Adams. So looks like Carbine in tremendous pain. And now the referee signals for the medic. Can't understand the way players are so quick to implement the slide tackle. All he needed to do was to stay on his feet and force the player wide. But instead he went hell for leather. And he won the player's foot and not the ball. So a free kick to Youth Milan in what can only be described as a dangerous area, Allison John.
Yes, and Youth Milan has a good chance. The position of the free kick on the far left, which is the POREY Spring right, to capitalize on the recent blunder at their defensive end, which put POREY Spring in the lead.
Ball played to the back post.
Deep and out of touch for a goal kick.
So
you mentioned about why players apply the slide tackles so early. That comes with a lack of knowledge. A slide tackle is a last resort tackle challenge. So you might have to stay on your feet and force the player in the position that you would like.
Totally agreed. The goal kick taken by Nicholas Clark instead of Anthony Rollins, the number 23, between the posts for POREY Spring. Kadeem Fredericks hacks his shot wide, but ball remains in play. And Pico Snurs is forced to make a decision to make a clearance and concedes a throwing. Pass is intercepted by Clark. So all of a sudden, desperate defending from POREY Spring. You're not really trying to play around with it in the defense. And strangely, as I said, so they try to build from the back and concede possession. Here comes Shamar Atkinson. Romario Driggs under pressure from Lane Sandyford. The number 14 floats the ball to the other side of the field, looking for Kadeem Fredericks or Shane Small, who has entered, or rather joined the attack from defense. In desperate need of a goal, necessity the mother of invention. Here comes Youth Milan on his left hand side of the attack. Ronnie Farley. Romel Carbing. Marlon Graves with a shot on goal. Low but straight to Anthony Rollins in goal. So 18 minutes gone in this second half of extra time. Interception there by Romel Carbing. Tackles are coming in aplenty. POREY Spring are clearing the ball wherever possible. Long ball finds Damian Thornton in stride. Thornton versus Atkinson. Turrington is dispossessed by Atkinson. Here comes Atkinson on his right-hand side. Decides to go back home to Small. Here comes Ronnie Farley in number 10 for Youth Milan. Ball floated over the top and collected by Anthony Rollins in goal for POREY Spring. Najee Holder on the ball. His goal could prove to be the match winner for POREY Spring and keep his team in Premier League action for the 2019-2020 season. Shane Small on the ball for Youth Milan. Shamar Atkinson. Mario Drakes. Atkinson, the number 4. Atkinson floats his left-footed ball to the left side and cleared by Nicholas Clark. Here comes Ronnie Farley. And that's the final whistle. Referee Edwin Adams points to the spot. Youth Milan have been relegated. POREY Spring avoid the drop. 120 minutes of action. POREY Spring winning 2-1. Jaleel Carbon had opened the scoring for Youth Milan in the 43rd. He went off injured in the second half. Jason Jokes, the own goal in the 65th minute to put POREY Spring back on level terms. And Najee Holder in the 113th minute with the headed effort on goal to put POREY Spring in the lead for the first and final time in this game. Your final thoughts, Allison John?
I said it. Once POREY Spring push forward, get the go-ahead goal, they're going to defend it with tooth and nail. And that's what they did. They were clearing at every angle, not giving away chances. They're not taking any passengers.
So there you hear the voice of Allison John. I mean, rapid comments from his first game of the doubleheader, the Demotion game. POREY Spring winning 2-1. We will part ways momentarily, and you will be rejoined by Keith Griffith and Trevor Thorne for commentary of the last game of the night, the playoff, the first leg of the playoffs to decide first and second to be contested between Weymouth Wales and Barbados Defence Force sports program. Join us shortly for coverage of that game.
Yeah, I want to say, preparing on my immediate right here, former national striker and teammate Trevor Thorne, who I believe, in my opinion, is the number 2 football commentators in Barbados. And on my far left, former national coach, captain, sweeper, my national coach, Trevor Thorne's coach, Keith Griffith, the number 1 commentator on the land. Congrats, and glad to be back home and to share the commentary.
Thanks for all your good kudos there. Very outstanding defender. When I was the national coach, always played his heart out. And it is good to see you again. So let me wish you God's blessing as you continue to enjoy your stay here in Barbados. We shall be ready in a moment. And Travis setting up there the big one as the teams look to determine who will be the champions in 2019.
Thanks there, coach, and I want to say it's a pleasure to be back home, and I'm going to get a taste of action myself next month for the International Masters.
There we go.
Trav?
All right, buddy. Blessings, right?
All right.
Right, John. Okay. Right.
All right.
Agony send Ginger. I will pay him for that Ginger on Sunday. But the normal thing we call.
If I went in the dressing room for 1.5, so you couldn't say that they don't train. They got disoriented. So.
Okay. All right, enjoy your night. All right, buddy, thanks. I know this one. All these men starting tonight, that didn't start. The true H's.
A pleasant night and welcome to the Barbados Football Association's Turf Fair at Wildy. Yours truly, Trevor Thorne from Commentator Sports Incorporated. Alongside me, the maestro himself, Mr. Keith Griffith, getting ready for the big one here, Keith, BDF Sports Program. They are the Zone 2 first place team up against Weymouth, Wales, who have won Zone 1. Perhaps had a bit of a canter as well. Tonight, being refereed this particular matchup, the first of it's 2 best of 3. The referee this evening, then I think we have a change of ref. This is Ryan Small, and I believe the other officials will remain the same. Angela Doyle, Clifton Garns, Andrew Herbert, the 4th official, and Barney Callender, the assessor. Seconds away from the matchup, and it is Wales against the BDF. Here we go, Keith.
Blessings and good night to each and everyone here on a blistery cold night over at the turf in what should be an exciting start to the playoff between Weymouth Wales and BDF Sports Program to determine who will be the 2019 Premier League champions in Barbados. It will take a brave man based on Sunday's night's quarter-final matchup that ended in Wales' favor when they played their opponents, and BDF had won on the Saturday, both of them coming into this game as winners. But surely, Trevor, Wales have gone for broke. Romario Harewood starts, Kemar Headley starts, and Hayden Holligan. Ironically enough, all the H's starting, and this should be a match to whet the appetite. It is very late at the moment, so the fans who have come out to brave the cold weather would want entertaining football, and if you can't get here, you can definitely follow us on Trident 10 on YouTube. So 0-0, a minute gone, Weymouth Wales 0, BDF Sports Program 0.
Ball coming in our direction as we welcome the first real clearance from the Wales' goalkeeper in Omari Eastman. Wales this evening in the traditional green and white stripes, green shorts, green socks, kicking from right to left on your TV screens. And the BDF Sports Program looking to score in this goal bar here on our right, and which means they're kicking from left to right in another change strip of yellow jerseys trimmed with white, yellow shorts and yellow socks as well.
Lots of kit.
Yeah, lots of resources, Keith. Have the use of the surface here at Wildy during the daytime when most of the other footballers are actually at their regular 8 to 4:30s or 9 to 5s. And of course, plenty of training in the gym and lots of tactical stuff from Coach Askew Howell Hamlet as well. 2 minutes on the clock. That's a searching ball down the Wales right-hand side, and ushered into touch with some sensible defending there after 2.5 minutes. 0-0 between the BDF Sports Program, the challengers, and the defending Double Crown League champions, Weymouth Wales.
Well, good night to the guys in Finland who are watching, especially the men from the BDF Sports Program. Jules and Codrington watching and hoping that their team, BDF Sports Program, will go on and win. Wales, on the other hand, defending champions, full strength team. I even see Snags supposed to be on the bench tonight. So surely no complaints. The man who got the winner on Sunday night, not here tonight. He probably still injured, because one of the problems he's always had is these little niggling injuries. That was Walton Burrows who got the winner. But tonight, Trevor, Wales pack with big guns right through the middle, the center, and all over the pitch. BDF Sports Program, well organized and surely looking to dethrone the champions, and hopefully we should be in for a classical game.
Yeah, of course, as we say goodnight and send our best wishes to all those players that have secured contracts and those about to and trying to secure contracts as well, even tonight's matchups. I'm sure the agents are locked and loaded here to try an intense coverage of this very important game. And the BDF starting a little shaky here. We're not getting a lot of the possession. Wales trying to settle it down much faster. You would have seen a late change there, Keith, because we did see that Walton Burrows was originally in the starting 11 when they were warming up. But then a quick switch to Kimar Headley was made. And the Wales going with a slightly different starting 11 than the season would have shown us earlier, when they were always very faithful to Walton Burrows, who got the eventual winner in the knockout game just a couple of days ago against the defending champions in the knockout, the Yellow Submarine from Dover, known as Paradise FC.
Well, probably he's not 100%, so they're not taking any chances saying that they meet again on Sunday night. But here we go with Wales going forward down the right. They look purposeful in their opening minutes of the game. Defense force in tremendous form coming into this one, and they will want to maintain that rhythm and that form. So, like I said earlier, we should be in for a classical game. The two best teams in the country playing for the right to win the first game in the playoffs.
Certainly are. The BDF who are defending on the left there in the yellow kit this evening. Go with Kishmar Primus in bar, the number 1. He's aged 21 years old as well. A back four consisting of Rashawn Kelman on the left back, Paul Alexander, Jason Lovell, and Shaquille Brown, the 19-year-old at right back. Two holding midfielders in Ronaldo Trim, and then the more attacking Akeen Hill, as that ball is over the touchline. Two, as you said, the two holding midfielders. Out left, it's Jamal Chandler, who hasn't played a whole lot of games for the season, wearing number 11. And of course, the very diminutive and steady midfielder in Raheem Sargent, used as a utility man in the Barbados Men's national team. This is Hill trying to weave a magical web there. Cut out at the back, then laid on a platter for Omari Eastman to find Marquez. And here comes Dwayne Peters, uses his left foot to play one down the line to the man that gets a start this evening ahead of Burrows. He's giving away possession. There's Haywood, battling for all his worth. Played his football in St. John for a lot of his life. Joined the BDF Sports Program to lead them to 3 titles, and then has been bought over by Weymouth Wales for a hefty piece of cash. Let's just finish off the starting 11 then. So we said Chandler on the left and Raheem Sargent on the right. Rashad Smith, who's a very good utility man, can play in defense and attack. He's playing an attack for the BDF this evening. And up front, the very tricky 20-year-old Keith Omani Leacock, wearing 9. That's the BDF for you. 6.5. In fact, near 7 minutes on the clock. Here comes the BDF down the left-hand side this time. Leacock, that tricky little attacker there, puts this one across the box. Chance here, near post. Second bite at the cherry. Back of the nets it goes. Goal! The utility man does it again. Rashad Smith, the 22-year-old, wearing 18 this evening, makes it BDF Sports Program 1, Weymouth Wales 0.
Tremendous movement from the BDF Sports Program. They are as fit as a fiddle. When they went down the right, they seemed desperate to get the ball inside the area. And when the cross came in from Omari Leacock, that was Smith with a killer finish. We'll love to see that in the playback again. Tremendous football from Leacock down the right. He shook off 2 defenders, a brilliant crossing, and then Smith, with all the work to do, finished as a top player and a top finisher. Trevor, that was tremendous football from BDS Sports Program.
Definitely was, as we said before. Once you get Omani Leacock coming to the party, Keith, that twist and turn, and then he was going left, he changed direction, 180 turn, left the defender for dead, and then had the wherewithal to put the ball on the platter. The sharpshooter, Smith, he swiveled, Keith, he hit it on the volley, it got blocked. He still had the wherewithal to realize that he was going to drop in a nice position, that he can hit it on the volley. Second bite at the cherry is what we normally say when we're commentating. That definitely was a second bite of a very sweet apple, and it spanked it into the back of the net. 8.5 on the clock, and the youngsters, the BDS Sports Program, have taken the lead over a much more mature Weymouth Wales. They're also a CONCACAF Club Shield team in this year's version of it, so I'm sure of it they'll have the fighting power to try to come back into it. As that one finds its way close to the commentary area here, Keith. 9 minutes on the clock. We have our first goal of the evening. It's BDS Sports Program 1, Weymouth Wales 0.
Well, I must compliment the BDS Sports Program, the way they went about constructing that goal. Again, the player came down the right side, and Leacock with a lot to do, 2-3 defenders around him. He was confident and strong enough to conjure up the magic, play the ball inside the danger zone, and there was no chance for Eastman. Smith finished with pure class. BDS Sports Program lead on the night by 1-0. Wales with a lot of work to do inside the first 15 minutes.
Certainly are. This man Smith, Keith, doesn't always play up front. He's sometimes in the midfield, play at the back as well for the BDS Sports Program. Seems to be able to do whatever Coach Askew Howell-Hamlet tells him to, and he follows the instructions to a T. He scored goals. In fact, he's got 8 for the season, including that one, and he's already scored goals against the St. George-based Ellerton, scored against Wales in their first round matchup again. The Barbados Soccer Academy, who are destined for a playoff in the relegation group with St. Andrew Lions, scored against Notre Dame as well. Also, St. Andrew Lions, he scored another one in the second round match against the Soccer Academy, and of course the brilliant finish in the zone. There's a shot coming in the crossover zone, number 19 against Dames as well. So 8 for the season for this sharpshooter, Keith, and certainly he's proven his weight in salt here this evening, or sugar, because that right foot is definitely built of sugar, and he able to spank the ball really sweetly into the back of the nets past Eastman just after about 8 or 9 minutes there on the clock.
Well, Romario here with in some kind of stress there, the referee to check him out, but he's not moving comfortably. Not good news for the Wales fans over in the Gully Hill area watching the game. But surely this is a game of infinite quality, I believe, if Wales are going to come back, because they need to get an equalizer, because you know the BDS Sports Program, they will never stop running, they will never stop trying, and the Wales will have to be at their brilliant best. That's a foul against Hayward. You can tell that the BDS Sports Program they're up for this one. They're very, very fit, they're very strong, and like Trevor said, they have the benefit of practicing here at the turf during the course of the week, and Wales will have to play their A game if they're going to win this one tonight. 1-0, 10.5 minutes gone. Wales 0. Leacock looking again to turn this man inside out. He's a very, very tricky, clever player. I love to see strikers like that. Intricate moves, lots of tricks, lots of skills. And it's ironic that years and years ago, Trevor, before you even played football in Barbados, Wales had a tricky player by the name of Bud Spencer. Is that
his actual name?
Yes, Bud is his nickname. Spencer, he was a top striker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he would stoop to tie his laces or pretend he's tying his laces. And when you hesitate,
he dribbles you.
Damn, he dribble and gone. Bud Spencer, one of Wales' top strikers.
Oh, entertainment galore.
Entertainment
in them
galore
days.
and goals. Here we go, though. BDS Sports Program lead on the night by 1-0.
So Hill with the searching ball inside, looking for that tricky little player, Omani Leacock, the 20-year-old, unsuccessful in receiving that one. 13 minutes on the clock. Let's give you a shot at the Weymouth Wales starting 11. They go with Omari Eastman, the 32-year-old in bar. He paused because here's the BDF's corner. Smith using the right foot to deliver. Far side. A little bit of dribbling. Floated over the far side of the field as well. This one off the pitch, I believe, just going over the goal line there. So Wales go with Omari Eastman. A back four consisting of Dwayne Peters at left back. Ramar Miller wearing number 4 at centre back, and he's paired with Akeem Maloney, the 24-year-old, wearing number 3. And at right back is Ricardo Morris, a very solid defender at 26 years old. 2 holding midfielders in Rashida Jeffrey Williams and Ronaldo Marquez, 37 and 30 respectively. Arantes Lawrence on the left, and Hayden Holligan, the 23-year-old national player, on the right-hand side. Romario Harewood sits just behind a very mobile Kemar Holligan at 25 years old, and Harewood just 24, and begging Keith for a scout to come looking at him so that he can make his way out of here as well, because he's a very good player. Just needs to keep his temperament in check. Here he is now, racing away down the right-hand side. A little bit of a body check, and he looks for the corner kick. That's Arantes Lawrence actually sprinting away, and he wins his team a corner kick on 14 minutes. Wales are trailing though, so they'll need a good effort from this right-sided corner, and perhaps the ball heading towards the goal of goalkeeper Kishma Primus to give him some work, because certainly after about 40 minutes, he hasn't really touched the ball at all, which means that the Wales have been under pressure from a very mobile BDS sports program in yellow this evening.
Well, Romari here with the player you're speaking about can conjure up the magic here from the corner. Wales desperately need an early equalizer. That's a goal.
Oh, that's brilliant, Keith.
That's a goal. Even before he put the ball in the back of the nets, Lawrence has always been a brilliant finisher with his head. He rose majestically above the whole defense, and he glided that ball into the back of the nets. That is why I keep saying Romario Harewood needs some assistance to get out of Barbados and make him even better. Watch this corner, Trevor. Cool, positive, collective, and classy. Here we go, all the adjectives. Watch the header now. Tremendous header.
Oh, that's bad marking though, Keith. Look at this 5 BDF men ahead of it, and none of them picked up Arantes Lawrence. He's an ace marksman. Only got 4 goals for the season though, Keith. Started really, really late. In fact, he wasn't even in the squad for about 2/3 of the season. But since he's come back, he's been able to score goals against Notre Dame, St Andrew Lions, Paradise FC as well, and now tonight, an equaliser, and a very important equaliser against the BDS sports program. Here's Harewood, misreads what Holligan is going to do, and then plays it wide and gives away the possession. A little bit of a pulling back of the shirt there. Marquez races onto it, plays Williams. Williams, the oldest of the bunch here, Keith, but he's going to run all 90 minutes here. Good control with the outside of the right boot there, then changes the point of attack over to Marquez. He finds Holligan twisting and turning. His man looking for a little bit of space down that right-hand side. Finds Morris in an overlapping position, but good defensive work from BDF after 16 minutes. We're tied 1 apiece between the BDF sports program and Weymouth Wales.
Like I said right at the top, I expect a classic. 2 best teams in Barbados, both teams seemingly very, very fit. 2 well-taken goals, and the door is wide open for another 2 or 3 goals in this game, because on either side of the pitch, the teams are quite capable of opening up, destroying the opponent defense. Leacock probing and searching very early in the game. And here we go with BDF Sports Program. 1-1 the scoreline. 17 minutes gone. Wales 1, BDF Sports Program 1.
Yes, for sure. The BDF Sports Program, well, in the Premier League, first in zone number 2, having played there 22 matches, won 16, drew 4, lost 2, goals for 75 goals against 17. Goal difference of 58 points, 52 against the Weymouth Wales, who have been pretty good all season long as well. The Wales, let's give you a little bit of a look at that. Their stats. Their 22 matches they've played, 12 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses, 52 goals for, 10 goals against 33, the goal difference, and 41 points. So top their zone had some problems along the way, Keith, with 5 draws and 5 losses compared to the BDF, who had 4 draws and just the 2 losses. And therefore, as you can see, that doesn't necessarily matter at this stage, because 2 best out of 3 here is more important than worrying about those stats and that. And you can see, because they're tied after 17 minutes, this one's going to be a cracker this evening on a Thursday night.
Well said, Trevor. Good performances from the teams in the Open tournament. And to reach the final, they were by far the 2 best teams. Empire not too far behind. UWI Blackbirds also look good, and Paradise at times. But surely these 2 teams here deservedly winning their groups and now looking to win the first match of the 2 best of 3, provided they need that, because if the team who wins tonight can win also on Sunday, that will be the end of the whole tournament. So the fans will be expecting to see a lot of this man here. He is a special player. Good ball in. Goal number 2.
Offside, O'Keefe.
He has straight offside.
On your right. Oh, brilliant stuff there from Omani Leacock, though, O'Keefe.
Let me see that again on the camera. Leacock is a devastating player. Look, here he goes, inside out. Turns inside, comes again. Weaves the wrong players. This is pure class. That was very close.
That's a top header too, Keith.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's Smith again. He's deadly.
Smith again.
He's deadly as ever.
But Leacock did it like if he was dribbling cones. That was much too easy. And Wales has a history from the 60s to have good defenders.
Have you ever played PlayStation or Xbox 360? It's just a joystick, and the guys can move left, right, forward, back, and he moves just like the joystick of one of those PlayStations.
Is he in the national squad, Trav?
I think he's been called up a couple of times, but somehow he just doesn't seem to be. His interest doesn't seem to be there, because, as you say, he doesn't get into the final 18, and then he doesn't make the starting 11 obviously either. So there's something up with transitioning from the BDS Sports Program's game plan to a national squad setup where he needs to shine as well to get his spot. But certainly here he's been excellent all evening. It's only 20 minutes in. He's the star of the game so far, Keith.
Well, yes, and looking at him, he doesn't look like he has that potential. He looks like just an ordinary footballer. That's right. But he has extreme class. And I am sure that the scouts who are watching him, once he develops a little more body mass, he can destroy defenders anyway. You see, when you have players of that exceptional class, you have to give them a chance to enjoy their game. And maybe the setup does not suit him at the moment, but someone needs to sit with him and have a chat with him, let him know you can become, if not $1 million player, $1,000 player, because his skills are exceptional, Trevor. That was brilliant. And what I like about it, despite the goal was not given because of offside, the chip.
Yeah, exquisite
that
chip.
That was exquisite, man.
The weight on it, the positioning of the body and everything as well. If he knew exactly what he wanted to do, it's not a fluke. And he found his striker to precision. He's actually,
here he is again.
He's actually a striker's dream, you know, because he can do all the deceptive stuff and then deliver the ball on a platter.
Correct.
Having drawn all the attention to himself, it leaves the striker to move free into a spot. And once he can deliver into that spot, then they'll do the business every single time.
Well, that is surely true. But he must work on his game a little more and continue to pursue that opportunity to represent the national team. But surely 1-1 the scoreline. BDF could have been the leaders, but player had straight offside. They've won a free kick just outside the area of Wales. So let us see what Romario Hayward can do. So we got some magical players on either side of the pitch. Hayden Holligan has that ability also, but he will need to step up. So even though we started off with a night a bit cold, Leacock have warmed the seats so far of the fans, and really and truly, we are in for a really cracking game to see who will be the champions. One of the things I can tell you that both of these teams have reached the stage by using good training sessions over the last couple of weeks, and if the teams are to watch these two teams and come here to be fit, they will do better. Here we go with Hayward again. That's a goal, no turned away. These are two magical players so far on the night. Brilliantly taken free kick from Hayward. Masterful save from Primus. Trevor, we are getting the fireworks here at the turf.
Yeah, we definitely are. Even those perhaps at home watching on TV probably would have wanted to be here to see it live and in living colour and actually, you know, just take in the atmosphere as well. Here's Hayward again. Little chip. and then drives it for our post, looking for the reset from Ramar Miller, but that one comes off the ankle rather than, in fact, comes off of him and then ricochets off the defender after 23 minutes. We're tied 1 goal apiece between the BDF Sports Programme and Weymouth Wales. The BDF scoring through an exquisite finish from Rashad Smith on 8 minutes for a post ball again. This time Primus takes it cleanly and with a lot more space and time to make his way through the crowd of players there and deliver that ball. This time to Omani Leacock. Leacock with a well-weighted pass. This time to, looks like Trim from here. He's battling for it. He's up against Morris. Puts the tackle in. And the Wales will win the throw-in on the far side.
But that's the thing about BDF that you must like. When he was dispossessed, he seemed down and out, but he fought back, made sure that Wales could not hit on the counter-attack. And this game is very, very tactical. The technical players are reveling in the conditions, and therefore we will be disappointed if we don't have 2 or 3 more goals. BDF Sports Program coming out of the back, probing and searching, looking for the man Leacock. He's having a fantastic early 20 minutes because he's also passing the ball very well, Trev.
Yes, he is, with the right amount of weight on it. That's an offside again. You can see from here Mr. Elvis Williams, who's the first assistant on this right-hand side. Flag is in the air, acknowledged by referee Royan Small. All officials in blue this evening. Black shorts and black socks as well. 24.5 on the clock. Eastman with the restart. Over to Dwayne Peters. Gets a start instead of Rico Graham, who can play at this left back position as well. They're both very agile and able to play the position. That's the searching ball again in towards the D of the 18-yard box. Ball tucked back into the midfield. A little bit of shake and bake. Then the ball played through the space by Chandler. Haven't been calling his name very often this evening. Hasn't really been in the focus of the cameras. But here on the right-hand side, the Wales. Ball floated to the 18-yard box. Cut out at the back. A little bit of a trip there from the BDF. In fact, from the Wales man there in Rashida Jeffrey Williams, the former Barbados.
That's a bit unfortunate there, yes.
Captain, yeah. And free kick then to the BDF.
Well, yes, Wales looking to build on the right. But BDF so strong, so fit. They were back quickly in defense. And in the end, Williams, unfortunately, ran into the player. I believe that could have been Lovell, and give away a free kick. All in good jest because he picked him up, says sorry. And so far, Trevor, the game has been played in friendly spirit.
Very good spirit.
Very, very, very good spirit. That's something I love to see when the top teams meet. Play strong, play hard, play tactical and technical, but always play in a very, very friendly, humane spirit. And may the better team win. Ball down the right to Wales.
Yeah, precisely. So there's the leading ball again. Play on the surface after 26 minutes there. And the left hand of Small says that's a throw into the Wales as he indicates over to that left hand side. Ball into the penalty box there. Foot race between Holligan and the BDF man there. He shakes off his man and
he showed lots of pace there against Holligan.
Floated it inside.
We rate Holligan as one of the quickest players in Barbados, but momentarily he looked slow.
Jason Lovell, Keith, really getting on his bike and sprinting away there. Ball into the box again. Primus coming out, all 6'2", probably about 220 pounds or so. Will dispatch it with his right foot. Gets an 85-yarder on it. Turns defense straight into attack. Foot bears between two. Here's a little back heel from Leacock. No problems for Eastman as he races across. 27.5 on his team. The game seemed to have slowed a bit, Keith, because they both realise now there's lots at stake. To go helter-skelter and play perhaps so open. Nice for us to commentate and for the spectators to watch, but giving away goals and then having to fight back for them isn't quite what you want for what we consider to be the final of finals, basically. So they've now settled down, and it's a lot more short passes, and trying to build up in the middle of the midfield. They go two for nil, the two teams now, as Wales go down the right. It's Harewood floating it across, this time finding Williams, who's due for a real spanking with the right foot. Keith, you've seen him over the last couple of games try a few right-footed shots, and by the animation on his face suggests that he's getting very much closer to getting one on target, and that one was a little bit closer as well.
Well, good football from Harewood. He went down the right, jinks inside, found Williams. Williams can always strike those balls very well from just outside the area, but he didn't connect the way he wanted to. You can see the frustration on his face, but that was good football from Harewood in the midfield. And then Rashida Williams looking to kill it off, but the ball was always climbing and going high. This is a chance here for Lawrence if he can squeeze it in. Good ball in. Oh my goodness me. That looked destined to be goal number 2. Good cover challenge though in the end by BDF Sports Program, plus a little luck in it. Trevor, that was good football from Wales. And in the end, deservedly so, BDF coming away with possession and looking to build from the back.
Yeah, 29 on the clock, Keith. That was excellent possession from the Wales. The cutting edge pass was superb from Arantes Lawrence. It was in the right place at the right time. It begged for someone to put it into the back of the net. Primus was stuck on the line. The two defenders at central positions, Paul Alexandra and Jason Lovell. The ball bisected the two of those, and Primus, that makes it a perfect ball for the finish. But in the end, couldn't see Headley getting in on it. And I believe Mario Harewood, who would have set the place of a light with the pass initially, was nowhere to be found either. Here's Smith with the ball across the box. Questions have been asked about a handball, but Ryan Small says nothing doing after 29 and a half minutes.
Very interesting there. So we like to see that play back. The BDF players are appealing for a penalty. So let us see that cross from Smith and see if everything was in order. But good football again from BDF, forcing Wales back on the defense.
Harewood under some pressure there, Keith, and won his team a free kick from just about 27 or so yards out. Plays it short to Headley. Hasn't had much to do this evening. He's in the formation. He's supposed to be the front man, but what we're finding is that Arantes Lawrence is playing much higher than he is, and he's playing in the hole just behind the front, where the front striker is supposed to be, and the attacking midfield. 30 and a half on the clock, a goal apiece between the BDS Sports Program and Weymouth Wales.
Well, the good thing about Kemar Headley is that he can play anywhere at all on the pitch, and
including sweeper.
Anywhere, that's why I said anywhere on the pitch, and he is very strong, very quick, and obviously Wales will try to utilize that versatility that he has. And at the moment, it is just about even Stevens between the two teams. Harewood getting much more in the attack for Wales, and Leacock, even though he has drifted out the last 5 minutes, everyone will be watching to see what he will do as the game progresses. 31 minutes gone. Weymouth Wales, the defending champions, won. BDF Sports Program won. Wales on the defensive. Is that Lawrence all the way back in defense? Definitely so in those pretty boots.
Trim getting involved there in a little physicality. Wearing the number 4 for the BDF Sports Program. Here's Lawrence again, between two.
But that's one part of his game that has improved, because one time he was just a plain pointer and a striker. In his last couple of matches, we see him dropping back into the midfield with a tremendous work rate. And that is why he has been able to convince Coach Thomas Jordan that he's good enough to start in the team. I love to see footballers being able to be a bit versatile. And even though you may have a strength, say, to play centre back, you can also play wing back or defensive midfield. That strengthens your team. And at the moment, Lawrence is doing all that is needed to be done, having scored that brilliant header and coming back to help out on defense. Free kick to BDF Sports Program.
Yeah, versatility is the key. That's a ball coming across the penalty box of Wales. Picked up by Harewood as he dribbles a bit and then releases down the left. He sets Headley free. Ball cut across the D, left by one, and here's Williams.
That's a goal.
To finish.
That's a goal. I could have seen that.
33 on the clock. Rashida Jeffrey Williams, the 37-year-old, says, I'm here this evening, standing up for the Green Machine from Carrington Village. Weymouth Wales 2, the BDS Sports Program 1.
Well, I don't want to make any boastful comments, but I knew the moment he slipped in behind the defense that this is a goal, because Rashida Williams have been scoring goals like this for a million years. Look, goal. I said goal even before. That angle suits him, Trevor.
That's the angle.
Yeah, he's very good angling the ball. I know that from practice with the national team. He finds a way to squeeze it past you. Brilliant football from Wales. Like I told you, we're in for more goals. Weymouth Wales, the defending champions, 2. BDF Sports Program 1. BDF Sports Program need to get the ball back to Leacock again. Since he have gone out of the game, they have not really put any pressure on the Wales. Good football from Headley. Good football all round. 2 on the scoreline. 33 minutes gone. Weymouth Wales 2. BDF Sports Program 1. Wide open game. Could go either way at this time.
It certainly can. Ironic enough, though, Keith, the 2 goal scorers for Weymouth Wales, that's Arantes Lawrence, who got his on 15 minutes to make it 1 goal apiece. And now the Rashida Jeffrey Williams
both in their 30s.
On 33 minutes. That's one factor. Second factor is, when the season started, almost halfway through it, we weren't seeing any of the 2 of these players on the field of play. So they're fresh out, probably coming in from just about the second round of the tournament, and they still have a lot more running to do now. The season is about to finish, but you're seeing them come fresh now in a new light and putting their team ahead of the BDS Sports Program after 34.5 minutes.
Well, those are the facts and the stats, Trevor.
And as you said before, they're both
in the 30s.
In the 30s. Lawrence 34, and Rashida Jeffrey Williams, I think, celebrated his 37th birthday in 2019. I think it was precisely that.
Well, yes, and only yesterday, over by my home, he was passing by another former Wales striker around their age group, or maybe just slightly older, came and hailed me up and said, Coach, I wish you well. Good night, Mr. David Strawn.
Oh,
yeah,
another top one.
Another top man. And surely on this night, the Wales 30-year-olds have signed lots of autographs before, and if they should win this one, you know they're going to go to Carrington Village and do just that. What can I do for you, Mr. Paris?
Did that dummy remind you of anything?
Well, no, not really, because the ball ended up in the back of the net.
There's a difference there. Ball out, shot coming in. That's a screamer from Smith there again. Sliding tackle.
That's a tackle that will get a yellow card.
Should be a carry.
That's a yellow card for sure.
He's
going to the top pocket, Trevor. Holligan in his last couple of matches have taken some, what we will call in Belgium, some lashes. And that was a crunching tackle. That is a yellow card coming, I'm sure. There it goes. Who got that, Trevor?
I believe it's Paul Alexander, if I'm not mistaken, weighing 26. Sliding right back into his the central defensive position there. So hopefully we'll get that one confirmed. But the player did move away from the actual scene of the incident there, Keith, but took the legs, took the boot off as well at the same time. 36, almost 37 minutes on the clock. And is getting feisty in here now. That's the Wales putting some pressure on the BDF after the BDF scoring the first goal on 8 minutes through Rashad Smith. A brilliant finish, the 22-year-old slotting it home with his right foot. And since then, Lawrence, a brilliant bullet header in and around the 6-yard box. And then the Rashida Jeffrey Williams finish with his right foot on 33 minutes. Here's Trim looking to put this one across the box. Thought he had an angle for a shot there, Keith, but didn't take it. We'll go down the right-hand side. That's Sargent. He's been charged down as well. Wales resolute in defence. And now cushion header by Dwayne Peters into Harewood. Immediately finding Headley. He rides the tackle and then plays the leading ball down the left. This time Harewood again coming forward. Beautiful ball inside. Well weighted. And a good cover challenge again by Alexander. As the BDF start to get their rhythm together, Keith, but Wales enjoying lots of possession after 37 minutes.
A Wales player has gone down, but Wales pulling the strings at the moment. And Hayward utilizing the width of the field. He's passing the ball with the inside, outside of his foot. Jeffrey Williams showing class, calmness, and positivity to get goal number 2 for Wales. BDF Sports program need to be a little stronger defensively. And like I said earlier, when Leacock has the ball, they have all the necessary tools to get players into good positions and get an equalizer. But they need to get the ball to Leacock a bit faster and isolate him one-on-one against the Wales defender. So we wait to see tactically who will get it right at the moment. The coach, Thomas Jordan's team, is handling the situation better, and therefore he must feel comfortable at this time as they approach the end of the first half. So Asquith Phillips must have his team closer to the Wales players if he intends to get a result from this. Because once the Wales players get room, Trevor, you could end up, I don't want to use that word, but you could end up dead, buried, and gone.
It could be all over bar the shouting. That's another way of saying it. Rashida Jeffrey Williams, 37 years old, Keith, finishes most of his chances this season with his right foot from in and around the 6-yard box, sometimes 12 yards, and occasionally he spanked one from 18 yards as well, and that one floats into the back. He scored goals against POREY Spring, a brace of goals back in March of 2019, yes. And he also has one against Ellerton in the cross-zone round 17 match. Here's the BDF looking to get the equalizer just before the half-time whistle, heading towards 40 minutes. They're knocking it around. This is trim and a good save. Second bite at the try and another brilliant save at the feet this time by Omari Eastman, as the BDF light the place afire, Keith, with those two smashing spanks from Ronaldo Trim. But of course, Omari Eastman equal to the task at 32 years old, able to get back up and clear his lines.
It's the night of the 30s. Let's go back to those two brilliant saves from Eastman. The first one, he blocked it, but then he had to react, showing total class again. The game really living up to expectations at the moment. Good goalkeeping from Omari Eastman. We'll come back to that in a minute, because the ball has strayed just over the line. I believe it could be a corner kick to Wales. But those two saves, we're going to play them back for you in a moment. Eastman at his brilliant best. I know at the end of the game, he will make sure he comes to me and say, Coach, did you see that? Brilliant. Brilliant goalkeeping from Eastman. You know, Eastman can be a character, lots of fun, and a very, very, very good goalkeeper.
He called me back. I was trying to get some starting 11s. He called me right back. He said, Commentator Sports Incorporated. I looked around. He said, yeah, yes, you. Yeah. I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said, I want to have a little chat with you. Perhaps when we finish, we'll have a little chat with you. I want to speak about the development of football and the youth.
And I want to say a special good night to another goalkeeper who was really a very useful help to me early this morning. The man Glenville Eiffel, formerly Paradise goalie. Yeah. So a special good night. He's always watching us, and that was good to help me out this morning to get some service. And surely keep on the good work that you're doing at the gym. He runs a gym over by Amity Lodge. But here we go with Hayward, looking for goal number 3. No, he's been crowded out. I don't
Not
think...
quite Keith. Oh!
Yeah, he's been crowded out. He had to drift a little right.
Yeah, the angle.
The angle was going to be always tight. What I thought he should have done then, Trevor, play for a penalty. Because the 3 defenders were coming.
Yeah, they were coming. They were lining up.
Because once he had cut inside instead of going outside, they could only foul him. But he drifted a little too far away and the angle was too tight. Good football all wrong. And surely, the fans who are watching on Trident 10, compliments of Trident 10 and the BFA, well, you can't complain. This is a top match. Both teams giving it their best shot. Wales leading on the night by 2-1, 42 minutes gone.
So the BDF looking to create something. This is Hill. Akeem Hill. He's a national player. Sweeps it to the right-hand side. Finds Sargent. A little tickle pass. Peters. Far post ball. And that one, a bit too much beef on it there, Keith. And over the touchline on the far side for a Wales throw. They're ahead 2-1.
We're still looking forward to seeing those saves from Eastman. So that the other young goalkeepers, will be able to use that kind of class when they get the opportunity to goalkeep at the turf. But both teams, Trev, have given it their best shot so far with 43 minutes gone. And I said earlier, I expect more than 2 goals. I expect about 5 or 6 goals tonight. And may the better team win because both teams are playing well. Wales in the ascendancy. Wales 2. BDF Sports Program 1.
To me, this evening, keys to victory here for Wales. The answer for me is their level of fitness. Well, perhaps if the level is good and they're able to run all 90 minutes with the BDF Sports Program's young legs, then and apply the skills of the likes of Romario Harewood, as we say goodnight to his dad, Bernard Howell, to use him the right way. He is the key, basically, to creating the chances that Wales will have this evening. If they get 30-year-old Vincentian forward Romanos Ray-Snag onto the field of play, he could perhaps play a similar role to Harewood. Although he's not as mobile, running here, there, and everywhere, the space that he occupies, he normally makes good use of it and creates chances from there as well. He's not on the field of play as he's named as a sub. So to me, the two of those players, the team normally, how they go, the team normally goes as well. Lawrence will play off of that type of situation. Williams will get chances based on that as well. Holligan is not his usual self this season, meaning that he doesn't get a whole lot of the ball. He's not able to use it the way he used to use it because his reputation, people know of it and they look to shut him down. So you would want that the likes of Harewood and, of course, when Snag comes onto the field, create those chances for the others. And perhaps Wales could be in with the chance to with the go-ahead victory this evening.
Well, also on the other side, a lot will depend on how Raheem Sargent plays as the game continues, because like Leacock, he can be devastating when he has possession, and really and truly Smith is a clinical finisher. So Wales, even though they lead at the moment with a minute to go before the end of the first half plus time added on for stoppages, can't believe that they are home and dry, because this BDF Sports Program team will come roaring back at them, I am certain, and knowing that they have to play again on Sunday night. Wales will need desperately not to provide an opportunity for BDF to come back in if they want to take the advantage with them as the defending champions. Wales lead on the night by 2-1. We are right on the 45th minute. Time added on for stoppages. Trevor will pick it up momentarily. Here we go with BDF program. A shot will come, and I believe hesitancy there from Trim. They work it down the left. Chance here. Shot comes in. Always climbing, always rising. How many minutes added on, Trev?
Fourth hasn't indicated as yet, Keith. That's Andrew Herbert down below us. Still can see his magical board, the digital board, but still doesn't have the amount of time added on. So we'll continue to probe that one down to my left.
Probe and search.
Yeah, definitely probe and search that one and see what becomes of that. Strange enough, too, the BDS Sports Program haven't gone with, this is continuing my point of the keys to the victories, Keith. They haven't gone with Shane Lord. I call him the magical midfielder for the BDF Sports Program. He normally opens up the defenses that he's playing against. He's down as a sub this evening, so therefore that's a bit of a reprieve for the likes of Ramar Miller and Akeem Maloney playing in the defense for Weymouth Wales. You wouldn't want to see too many of those dribblers coming at you. You already have Omani Leacock creating lots of problems, and I believe that Asquith Hall will use Shane Lord, the magician, the 22-year-old, in the second half for sure, because he's down one, and I'm sure of it that he wants to be at least even in this one and still have 2 more games to really go to the decider.
Well, that is so true, but a good first half of football, 45 minutes of interesting football, lots of intrigue, good goals, and at the moment, the defending champions, Weymouth Wales, out of Carndon Village and surrounding areas, on the night, lead the Barbados Defence Force Sports Program 2-1. We should be in for a cracking second 45 minutes.
For sure, you're watching Trident 10's coverage of the 2018-2019 Barbados Football Association's Premier League with Trevor Thorne and Keith Griffith. Lots more. Join us for the second half.
Barbados Steel Works, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Building or renovating, there is simply no debating. We supply all your construction needs. Visit our store today for a deal. Barbados Steel Works, a name you can trust. Quality material depend on us. Barbados Steel Works, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Come to Barbados Steel Works.
This is Kurt Brown, and I love mixing as a DJ and with my go-to drink, Clayton's Cola Tonic. Clayton's mixes with hard or soft. It's your secret and mine what we mix with Clayton's. Change it up depending on the event. I love the energy I get from it to keep me going all night long. Clayton's will know why you're up, and so will I. But your secret is safe. Clayton's Cola Tonic. Take it any way you like.
When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. With a bunch in 30 when we are some Johnny Walker. Pick up our drinkers in at this place right now. I got all of the yellow wine while I'm drinking some fire water. Energy got me feeling so high.
Good night and welcome back to Trident 10's coverage of the Barbados Football Association's Premier League, the 2018-2019 version. Yours truly, Trevor Thorne from Commentator Sports Incorporated. Alongside me, the maestro, Mr. Keith Griffith, just getting himself all set and ready. At present, the BDF Sports Program are trailing. It is Weymouth Wales, the defending champions 2, BDF Sports Program 1. Guys all watered and techniques and tactics all sorted, getting ready for the final shouts there, Keith, before we set the clocks on to 45 minutes of more action here. But for sure, if the BDF can get their talisman, Omani Leacock, on the ball some more, the 20-year-old can do some damage up against Ramar Miller and Akeem Maloney and set the likes of Rashad Smith and Raheem Sargent free to blast away at Omani Leacock, then they'll be back into it. If not, and they let the likes of Romario Hayward, who hasn't scored yet, but he set the ball on a platter for both Rashida Jeffrey Williams and Romario and Arantes Lawrence, then it'll be Weymouth Wales all the way. Good night to you, Keith, and welcome back.
Thanks again, Trevor. I must confess that these two teams look extremely fit. They're playing some very delightful football, and I've been reliably informed that most of these players are using that wonderful product from Purity, cassava, loaf, fiber 6, whole wheat salt bread, whole wheat sandwich loaf, and that is why they are here playing in the 2 best-of-3 final. So if the other teams shall take note, Trevor, maybe they can become outstanding teams once they use the right wonderful products. On another side of it, I will want to say from our end, let us wish Miss Galindo, who had her operation on her eyes on Friday all the way back in Trinidad. She and the family always watched Trident 10. But I'll pause, I'll come back to that in a minute.
It's Morris trying to make his way down the right-hand side. That's the BDF left. Helping out is Leacock all the way back in defense, and the little push and pull dribble there deceives the Wales man and allows for the BDF to clear and come out on that left-hand side. Wales 2, BDF 1.
Back to Miss Galindo, and before we go over the running commentary, let us wish you from our end a speedy recovery with your eye operation, and to the family, Debbie and company, we also wish all of you the best and God's blessing, and continue as you always do to watch Trident 10 compliments of the Barbados Football Association. Trevor, I wouldn't put you on the spot immediately, but surely we are in for more goals. 46 minutes gone. Weymouth Wales, the defending champions 2, BDF Sports Program 1.
What would you expect, Keith, when it's the back-to-back current champions, 2017 and 2018, captain by former Notre Dame and the current Barbadian international player Hayden Holligan, who was last contracted to a club in Finland just about a year ago. So when you got that type of a team up against a BDS Sports Program team that has speed, aggression, and a certain amount of consistency as well in those young guns' legs, average age of about 20 or so. This is the BDF, ball into the box, headed away, and there's Primus coming out, but he can't get to it in time, and the ball trickles off of the Wales man last and over the goal line for goal kick. 47.5 on the clock. Close shave there, Keith, for the BDF.
Yeah, Primus seemed under a lot of pressure there, and in the end, he was lucky that the ball was climbing and going over the top of the crossbar, because surely he should have claimed that. But BDF, strong, physical, but they're going to need to be very tactical in the second half if they're going to get back into this game. Wales, on the other hand, will keep probing, searching, and be looking for that third goal to kill the game off. So I anticipate 2 goals at least in this half at either end. To whom, I'm not sure, but surely more goals must come in this game because it is wide open. 48 minutes gone. Weymouth Wales 2, BDF Sports Program 1. Blessings to all of the fellas in the chat in New York from the Barbados Masters area who will soon be here, and in Canada. Never know. Maybe one or two in Russia where they had the World Cup. Bajans are all over the place. And surely at the moment, the Weymouth Wales fans dancing and prancing, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, still just short of 45 to go. And the game poised on a knife edge, just clicking past the 49th minute. Weymouth Wales in the last 9 matches against the BDF Sports Programme have lost just twice in the head-to-head clashes. In January of 2019, that cross-zone round 1 match, Omani Leacock, 27th minute strike, Keith, his first of this season, and then a wicked 18-yard finish from Rashad Smith on 51 minutes, his third of the 2019 campaign, sealed the deal for the Soldiers, although Weymouth Wales came storming back as their talisman Romario Hayward dispatched a penalty kick on 45+1. That was his third of the season, but it was too little, too late. The BDF with the victory. Here's a ball pierced in the defence, finding Hayward, who looks to take out his man, gets the luck of the bounce, but the second bite at it there, Keith, comes off his toe and finds goalkeeper Kishmar Primus, who breathes a lot easier because he knew that his former teammate Romario Hayward, if that had landed 6 yards outside the goal, that certainly would have been 3-1.
But the pass from Headley was elegant, true pass, just the sliding outside of his foot. His dad must be dancing out in Vietnam because that was a pass of quality. Just couldn't get it right for Hayward, and in the end, BDF survived. So, good positive start by Wales again, looking for goal number 3, and it is going to take really good football from BDF to come back, get to 2-2, take the lead. Hill with a high shot, and surely Rashid Jules there in Finland, he must be kicking every ball along with Codrington. Good night, guys, and also to Jomo Harris and young
Akil
Applewhite, who are all there watching, I'm sure. Here we go. Here goes the BDF Sports Program just wide. Stretch it, Eastman. And in the end, BDF Sports Program looking to get goal number 2. I want to ask you with all the stats.
Smith, though, Keith, that's the man again.
Right, Smith again, a very versatile player. What has become, he was in the national team. He also played football for Wales. But I've noticed I've not seen him. Is he in Antigua or Trinidad or somewhere playing young Highland?
Tariq Highland. I think the last time I was hearing of him was playing in Antigua's leagues.
Okay.
Not sure if he's still over there. He hasn't returned. He's liked it so much. But we'll ask the question to somebody
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Haven't at all.
Well, if you're over in Antigua and you're watching, blessings and good luck, son.
For sure. I back that. Second that 100%. We said that the BDF, in the last 9, that the BDF have only won twice. The Wales have been very good and had some draws as well. That one across the box. The second victory for the sports program was when they last won the title, Keith. They won it in 2015. They ran out 1-0 winners over Wales. As former BDF man, Romario Pete Hayward is on the field for Wales this season, scored from the penalty spot yet again on 75 minutes. In the 2015 season, that was his 14th goal of the season at that time. And the BDF retained the title yet again.
Well, I'm sure that they desperately need at least a draw here tonight to take with them or bring them back here at the turf for the second game, which will be played at 8 p.m. on Sunday night. Because if Wales should win this first one, well, then surely BDF would have a mountain to climb. They need desperately to get the ball forward. A little cooker to Smith, to Trim, and to that man, Omani Leacock. I've only seen him touch the ball once in the second half.
Yeah.
So the game plan has to change to address the situation and hopefully get back to 2-2, putting Wales under pressure, which will not be easy, because if Wales can score a third goal, it will be all over Bardich shouting tonight.
For sure. That means that Raheem Sargent and Jamal Chandler have to come to the party for the BDS Sports Program. That's the supply chain, Keith. This is supply link for Omani Leacock to get the balls. And if they're not in the ascendancy in this second half, the Wales will run away with it. In the first half, they were instrumental in getting the ball over to
This
Leacock.
is good. This is going to be a card. I am 100% sure that that is a card.
It's Ronaldo Trim with the strongest of tackles. And the Wales man in agony, I believe it's Rashida Jeffrey Williams, the goal scorer. Same right foot, Keith.
Correct.
That he's looking to do the damage in the second half, that he's already done the damage in the first half by scoring and making the score 2-1. Ryan Small, Keith, yes, the yellow card is in the left hand for sure.
But you know my favorite word, that was a malicious tackle. Because the game has been played in friendly, good, clean spirit. And surely there's no way he was going to get away with that without getting a yellow card. But back to the game. 54 minutes gone. Wales leading. Wales with all the maturity and experience. BDF Sports Program with all the younger players and physical fitness. So, my predictions are more goals and lots of intrigue. We wait to see what will come from this free kick.
Flashback 365 days though, Keith, the title deciding game last year, the score that we have here is the exact same score that it was to allow Wales to take the title. It was Weymouth Wales 2, BDF Sports Program 1 with a Romario Harewood strike on 20 minutes. Then came Rashad Jules with the equalizer. Jules now playing in Finland was playing for the BDF Sports Program, but snapped up by the Finnish team, and he's over there playing. But he scored the equalizer, and then up popped another man that's on the field of play right now, Kimar Headley, popping up in the right place at the right time on 39 minutes, making it 2-1 to the eventual winners of last year's title. So if it remains the same, it's almost like a haunting feeling for the BDF. It was 2-1 last year, and it's 2-1 after 56 minutes.
Well, at least you know they still are in this game. Long way away from the end. 55 minutes gone. Wales leading on the night by 2-0. We'll also inform you about the other matches that will be played on Sunday. Relegation business and third place business. And surely BDF Sports Program need to get their act together, whereas Wales just need to keep their cool, maintain dominance of the ball, look for a third goal and kill off the game. Maybe we will see one or two changes when we reach the 60th minute, because the game is lacking a quality player to step up now to get a goal on either side of the fence.
So the little drag dribble attempted there by Harewood. He didn't get away with it, but still kept the ball under his possession as it trickled off the BDF man last for a Wales throw.
Well, the thing is about Harewood, he's always willing to try things, and that is the sign of a good player. You know, if it don't work the first time, try it the second time. I remember years ago again, Trevor, at Wales, at the time, we had lots of gifted players, Jerry Goddard, Great Gas Clark, etc., etc. But the man who can electrify the pitch, Eric O'Malley Allen, who was Wales coach, he can do stuff that not even magicians trying tricks can even risk. Mali can do anything with the football, and that is a class player. Harewood has that same kind of ability, not in Mali's classes yet, but he was able to do some stuff that was unbelievable. At the moment, Wales going forward with Holligan, another tricky player with pace.
Down the right, Keith, the far post ball. Attacking header, no, he cuts it back with the outside of the right boot. That's Alontis Lawrence on the far post. Doesn't get the right connection, and the BDF off to the races down the right-hand side. Being ushered over the line by another national player in Miller, Ramar Miller. The fence there giving way just a little bit there, Keith.
That's not happy at all.
That's going to need a little bit of a fix there eventually.
He's in frustration. But he needs now to understand that with the game tentatively poised, he's not getting a lot of possession. He needs to drop back a little bit. BDS Sports Program making a substitution. Look at his face. He's not happy. He needs the ball back. He will have to go in search of the ball now and try to come from a little deeper, because they're not getting the ball to him. and it makes no sense just running and chasing. He needs to get the ball at his feet. That is clever. I'm seeing some tricks tonight on the pitch. Good sign. That's a foul. Leacock is going to be in trouble. Is it Leacock? One of the players retaliated there. We wait to see it on the playback. Small is edging to his pocket. I hope you don't go there because that means could be a red card, but he's asking the players to move away. Just the captain, Holligan. But let us get it calm all the way down. We don't want to see anybody sent off. We want to see a good football match continued. Weymouth Wales 2, BDF Sports Program 1. All that is well ends well.
Small putting on that very mature hat there, Keith, and having a chat with all players. Perhaps for the final time, the warning.
Warning to everyone, get it right. See, like I said, Omani Leacock needs to drop back in midfield a little bit because he's not getting any room. He has become frustrated. And you know, when young players get frustrated, they make some unnecessary decisions. And you wouldn't want him to get sent off in a game like this because then he would have to miss the next game also. Right. So let us get it back to even Stevens in the sense of good camaraderie and good football. Let the fans enjoy the game if they're here or if you're home or if you're even with your friends watching it somewhere at a restaurant all over the world. At the moment, Weymouth Wales, the defending champions, lead 2-1 against BDF Sports Program as we roll inside the 61st minute.
Smith looking to bisect the two Wales defenders. They ball all the way back to Eastman. 61 on the clock. BDF Sports Program 1, Weymouth Wales 2. Eastman slowing it all the way down to walking pace. No need to rush it. Wants to manage this game best way possible. Now does the release. Finds Haywood under some pressure from Smith there, but he battles him off. Plays the first ball through so he can get it back, and then the challenge comes in. Very strong on Orantes Lawrence, and a free kick to the Weymouth Wales.
Well, BDF Sports Program need to keep their cool. Like you said, referee Small warned everyone moments ago. And even though they're behind, they're becoming a little frustrated. They need to try to get their foot on the ball and play soccer, not getting into lots of problems with the referee because frustration would lead to a sending off if they don't get it right. At the moment, though, here's Leacock. He goes forward with a leading ball, good cutout at the back. Wales still in control, leading 2-1.
So Miller with the clearance into Orantes Lawrence. Finds Haywood, gives it away. Alexandra with the left foot clearance. Back into Haywood. No look pass to Holligan. The 1-2 played. Cleared away. Attacking header from Hayden Holligan. All the way back to the touchline here. Very close to the Trident 10 cameras here. There's Ricardo Morris with the restart. An attempt at a defensive header, tidied up very well in the end by Jason Lovell, the 29-year-old defender for the BDF Sports Program. And the BDF coming out on their right-hand side this time. Shane Lord Keefe has been introduced to the game, so I suspect that he will try to assist Omani Leacock to open those spaces in the Wales defence. They've been non-existent in the early part of this second half, and here they come now. That's on Omani Leacock. Ball pushed through the middle there. Holligan fights back for it, takes out one, takes out the second man as well. Hill is in trouble after 63 minutes. He's running away.
That's a card.
But he's running away from a yellow card from Royan Small.
That's a card. Well, that was good football moments ago from Lorda, and then Leacock was trying to thread the ball through the eye of a needle, but Wales defenders were very alert to the situation, and they averted the danger very calmly. But BDF looking to get back into the game, making a positive sub, but Wales, on the other hand, looking professional and totally organized at the back.
So confirmation of the yellow card for Akeem Hill. 3.5 minutes on the clock. Wales continue to press to see if they can get a 2-goal cushion here, Keith, and then manage the game all the way into 90 minutes. And they'll have one foot, in fact, one hand on the trophy and the money as well.
And what is the prize money this season?
I haven't seen it being listed as yet. It has to be up somewhere up by that 20,000 mark, though, because the BFA tend to be prize monies tend to be in that $25,000 area. So good money to spend, and of course you add the money for victories, the $500 per victory in the regular season to that, and you're walking away with a nice penny here at the BFA Turf Wildy.
Well, we'll confirm that on Sunday when the two teams meet again. At the moment, Wales leading by 2-1. Orantes Lawrence scoring a brilliant header, and then Rashida Williams, one of his normal classics with his right foot at the bottom corner in the far post, after Smith had hammered a shot past Eastman in the opening minutes of the game. And one of the better games we have seen this season, both teams looking to play very good, attractive football. Wales looking to defend their crown.
In the earlier encounter, Keith, it was Marks Autospace POREY Spring 2. Youth Milan 1, which means Youth Milan are going down to the Division 1. Marks Autospace, a bit of a reprieve. They're able to wait the winners of Sunday's relegation battle game between RBC Capital Markets Barbados Soccer Academy and Scottish Car Rental St Andrew Lions in an earlier encounter. So still lots to play for here, including spots to remain in the Premier League. We'll say goodbye to some teams having had not so decent seasons to get here. In fact, in the 2018-2019 season, but of course to get here they would have done a whole lot of work, and it seemed to have all come crashing down on the likes of Youth Milan. POREY Spring with a little bit of a reprieve, but they'll still need to wait on the winner of Sunday's game between the Barbados Soccer Academy and St Andrew Lions to play that match to see if they still remain or if they'll be totally relegated. Chance here, and that one across the, in fact, into the side netting from Rashida Jeffrey Williams.
Snags is warming up down in front of us for Wales. A player who has the ability to light up the turf with intricate moves, good passing and good finishing. So the Vincentian national player, Snags, warming up. I believe that Lawrence may be substituted, and we'll wait and see how that goes. But at the moment, quiet period. The second half have not produced any goals as yet. 21 minutes gone in the second half, and surely, Trevor, we need a goal to keep the flames burning for Wales. BDF needs a goal to make sure that the flames don't burn too brightly for Wales. So it's a matter of taking chances. Wales going forward with Harewood.
So ball back to Williams. That's a no-look pass over his left shoulder.
The flag has gone out. The flag has gone out.
Yes, that's Headley. Hasn't had much luck this evening receiving passes from the likes of Orantes Lawrence and Hayden Holligan. And you're going to need to step up a few notches, because for me, Keith, he might be the man that might be making way for Romano Reisnaig over from St. Vincent, the 30-year-old striker. Or as you said before, it could be this man, Orantes Lawrence. He's putting in a good bit of effort now. So between the two of those, I would suspect is where the next substitution will come from. Ball all the way back to Eastman. He will need to clear his lines. He does so now. And with 68 on the clock, Wales continue to lead the BDS Sports Programme 2-1.
Well, that is good football. A quick throw in there from BDS Sports Programme. Nearly catch Wales defenders sleeping. That was very, very, very intelligent there to throw in a very quick one. And surely, BDS Sports Programme have won a corner kick. This could be a little pressure. The game has slowed down remarkably. And Wales defenders are coming all the way back to defend the present lead. If they can come away with 3 points in this game, they will fancy their chances of retaining the championship.
So ball across the box. That's the double-fisted punch from Omari Eastman. Gives his defense some breathing space. The BDF press that reset button and go with trim. The 40-yarder in towards the...
He's straight offside.
That's Akeem Hill. He looked the acres of space there, Keith, so he had to be in an offside position when the ball was played. And Wales breathing easy on 69 minutes.
Well, BDF, I believe, in the next few minutes will play the running game. They will try to use their physical fitness and their normal speed to outrun and outlast the Wales. Wales, on the other hand, will want to keep their foot on the ball, keep possession, play cool and quiet with it and maintain the lead. So two different sets of tactics, unless Wales can score a third goal and kill the game off. Here we go with Leacock. He's going on a run. The ball ties up all around his feet. He still gets to the way and he wins the free kick.
That's strong stuff there.
They're not giving him any more room at all.
From Maloney and Marquez teaming up on him there, Keith, and really going to work on him. And he, as I said, in the end, he went nowhere, but he won the free kick in the end. Foot race here to keep that one from going for a corner. He wins, I believe, in the process. And the throwing then to the BDF on 69, heading towards 70 minutes here. Where is the goal going to come from, Keith? We haven't seen, since the introduction of Shane Lord, we haven't seen the combination of Lord and Leacock going up against Miller and Maloney.
But that is so true. And at the moment, BDF seem to have lost their way a little bit, even from that throw-in. That's the second one they had, and that's the second one they've gone into touch. But what is going on with them is that, like you just said, there's no one in the midfield putting their foot on the ball and stamping their authority.
Should be Sargent. Raheem Sargent is the man that comes to mind, but still not seeing him, Keith.
No, they're hustling. They're hustling too much. They just need to play the leading ball a little bit more and put Wales a bit under pressure. If they continue like this, Wales will cruise home very comfortable winners.
Good stuff from the Wales in the end. That's Williams releasing Double H, Hayden Holligan. He takes a low peek over his left shoulder. He wants to put it inside the box, but good cover challenge there from Akeem Hill. One-on-one with Hayden Holligan and forced to put that one over the goal line for a corner kick.
Well, the goals that I was predicting have not come as yet. I still believe that the game has 2 more goals in it. Only 19 minutes remaining. Snags looking to come on very shortly.
Snags is on, but Rico Graham is warming now. Snags, you're correct, Keith. Snags is about to make his way on, but this is Rico Graham as well. I was looking for him to come on to the field of play too.
Rashida Williams coming off. So Williams going off, and immediately Snags is on. He's in the game. Good cross coming in. Goal number 3. Oh, my goodness. Good ball from Snags. The very first touch he had. Ball headed down, and in the end, corner kick, Trevor. We're still in with a possible 2 goals.
So Wales are playing the pressure, Keith. They haven't gone with any type of defensive tactic at all, because as you can see, snag for Williams is an attacking move to get the 3rd goal. And if you're going to bring Rico Graham, that will know if you can get the goal now, and then you bring Graham after to cool things down. The Wales will walk away with it. BDF have other ideas, though. They're looking to defend this one. This is the shot coming in. It's zipping past the near post for Primus. But he didn't have any real work to do because it was inches away, and he knew it as it left the boot of Hayward that it wasn't going to give him any trouble. 72.5 on the clock. The Wales continue to lead the BDF Sports Program 2 goals to 1.
But who you believe that the BDF Sports Program can bring on in the attack to try to get back the equalizer? Do you see anyone on the bench who has that natural ability to come and get loaded and running and shooting at the goal to give Wales problems, or they would have to hope that one of these players that are on the pitch can find a way through the Wales' solid defense?
They do have 20-year-old Rashid Williams. He comes on sometimes as a front man that can give some trouble. And there's also wide man Antonio Arthur that plays on the right-hand side of the BDF attack. So it still have options as Snide gets his 2nd touch of the evening. Looks to play it cool and calm. But hustle.
Not a very good ball from Morris at all.
Hustle into playing it into the air is Morris. Snide will have some work to do here as he tries to usher the BDF away from the danger. into danger man Leacock. He's on a dime. That's a brilliant dribble, Keith. Far post ball. Bit too much on it. But there's the magic again, Keith, after 74 minutes.
Well, that was sublime. He left his man standing still. But this time around, his clip was not on target at all. But he is magical. I enjoy watching him. Full of tricks, full of skill. And when he gets strengthened, like I said, he can cause endless problems to any defense in Barbados. Wales leading on the night by 2-1. 15 minutes remain on the clock, plus time added on for stoppages. Wales looking to strike first in the 2 best-of-3 series.
Rico Graham continues to warm on the side there. Wales still in the ascendancy. BDF with the ball across the 18-yard box there. Bit wayward, Keith, on 75 minutes, and Wales continue to breathe a lot easier.
But you can see the fitness level of BDF now coming into play. Over the last 5 minutes, they're full of running, they're full of life. Wales would have to defend with all of their heart and defend solidly if they want to maintain the lead. Here we go with Lawrence.
Clean pair of heels there, Keith, into the box, asking questions of referee Roy on Small. Strong cover challenge there, but a corner kick has been pointed out. Lawrence, clean pair of heels there, Keith, into the box after that step over. But the BDF man, they're able to challenge and challenge equally as good and put the ball over the goal line for a corner kick.
Well, we're closing down. Wales still leading. BDF still looking and probing and hoping. But now they're forced to defend. Here with another corner kick.
Headley with the delivery. Near post. Doesn't find this intended target. Cleared away. Heading towards Hayden Holligan. Will he get there first? Yes, he does. Matched up against Smith. Smith turning on the afterburners and then stamping on the brakes, and Holligan taking him out of it. Free kick into the middle of the midfield. Finds Chandler, who will float one 35 yards over to the right-hand side. This is to Shane Lord. The skill box. Oh, leading ball down the left. Finds Leacock, who cuts it back on a platter. Looks like a handball there, is it? No, it isn't. It's an infringement against the BDF man there, but that looked a little strange there, Keith, as the ball popped up.
We'll see it on the playback there because BDF Sports Program were appealing for a penalty, but the infringement apparently happened before. And therefore, he is closer to the ball than we are. And it looks like Grimm is going to come in to replace Headley. So Wales looking to close down everything in the midfield and take the victory however they can get it. Graham very solid in his last couple of matches, replacing Headley there in the midfield. But it will be interesting to see what transpired when the BDF Sports Program appealed for a penalty kick. We'll wait and see if he'll get it on the playback.
So the free kick awarded then to the defending champions. Weymouth Wales double crown defending champions, taking the title in 2017 and 2018. 77 on the clock as we say good night to those in the Trident 10 chat as they express their pleasures on the game that's unfolding in front of them. That's a illegal challenge from Arantes Lawrence on the BDF man Paul Alexander. Free kick to the BDF, and the restart taken quickly. Again,
that's another foul.
Right in on the shoulder this time is Ramar Miller on the BDF man, and gives away another cheap free kick. This one is in a much better position for the BDF, and if they can get a good delivery here, Keith, we might even have the equalizer. This is Raheem Sargent. We've
not seen a lot of him in the second half at all. Boyce is warming up for Wales.
Yeah, definitely not. Sargent with the delivery, floats one far post, and it's not as good as he would want it to be. Doesn't make the connection, the BDF man, and then they're taking the eye off the ball as well, and it goes over the touchline. Wales with an easy throw on 78 minutes.
With 12 minutes to go, it's going to take lots of grit for Wales to make sure they hold the lead here. On the other hand, BDF will have to step up their game if they want to get the equalizer. They're capable of doing that, but the way the Wales defenders have played most of the night, they seem quite competent and confident that they can keep the BDF program, sports program players out as boys warm up. Down in front of us, another former BDF program player scored lots of goals when he was there, Shaquille Boyce. And here they go looking for the equalizer. Tackle comes in. Wales under the pressure at the moment. Snide looking to get them out of it.
Little no-look pass to Hayward. He cuts past Sargent like he's not even there. Plays the delightful ball to the inside right channel. Oh, and then Primus
almost give it away.
Yeah, lapse in concentration. Almost gives the ball back to the Weymouth Wales man who had just an empty net to place it into. But in the end, all's well that ends well. Here's Hill. Far side ball.
That's a great ball.
That's an excellent ball as well. 79. Ball across the box. Chance here near post. Goal! Smith with a brace of goals on 80 minutes. 2 goals apiece between the BDF Sports Program and Weymouth Wales.
Well, Thomas Jordan will be asking his team what happened. They went straight to sleep. Watch this ball. A lovely sweeping diagonal ball. Wales defenders, where are you? Look, how could he get there first? That is a big question mark against Maloney, but give credit to Smith to slipping at the near post. Like I keep saying, Trevor, the game is not over. You can see the fitness level of BDF Sports Program being capable of getting an equalizer in a match like this. If they finish 2-2, well, the crowd will be out in numbers, and who can't come will be on Trident 10 watching, because surely we'll seem to have it all wrapped up. But the BDF Sports Program, good finishing, good football. But Trevor, that diagonal ball was superb.
Yeah, that was top draw stuff, Keith. That was a precision ball, and it was all of about 45 yards. The vision and the technique required executed brilliantly on just about 80 minutes. And of course, the finishing touch, a poacher's finish, Keith, as the ball went right across, bisected the two, asking questions of goalkeeper Omari Eastman. Are you going to come or are you going to stay? Also asked questions of the defender that was there last in Akeem Maloney. And in the answer was, they stayed in position. And Smith said, thank you very much. It's not Christmas, but I need this equalizer. And he took it brilliantly with the right foot.
Well, that is good football from BDF Sports Program. 2-2 the scoreline. 9 minutes remain on the clock. Anything is still possible. And I will keep saying, over the last 15 minutes, you can see the fitness level and the power of BDF Sports Program coming into play. They don't stop running. Even now, you see me, Eastman coming in, but he's still going for it. Eastman very confident, but disappointed that they had to concede the second goal. Wales 2, BDF Sports Program 2.
The Wales, Keith, just observing them over the last 5 or 6 minutes, seem to just take the foot off the gas a bit, trying to manage the game by maintaining possession and not letting the BDF get their foot on the ball. But the minute they saw it opening space, they exploited the switch ball from left to right, which left the Wales outnumbered over that side. And when the ball came in, Smith with he make it his 9th goal of this season on 80 minutes. 2 goals apiece. Arantes Lawrence coming in this direction. Certainly looks like a substitution. Yes, Shaquille Boyce coming on for Arantes Lawrence. Like for like. Can Shaquille Boyce do the damage, Keith?
How many goals Boyce have scored for the season?
And be an instant hero. We'll get that stat for you in a second. This is the ball into the box there, but
misunderstanding
between the BDF men there.
They were looking to give it to young, the top man, Leacock. Yeah, they were probably no, it wasn't Leacock. Oh, that was Trim. They were looking to play it to his feet, probably to get a penalty, but in the end, misdirected and misunderstanding. Trevor take a brave man. I predicted 2 more goals at least. Only 1 has been scored. BDF look the team who will probably be getting the goal everyone should come, unless Wales can prove it wrong.
This is Smith, Keith. He's a willing runner. Never gave up, never say die. Tried to put that one across the box and snag with the wherewithal, the tactical awareness to knock that one off the BDF man and get a Wales throw. Ball to Marquez. He immediately challenged illegally. and wins the free kick. Questions asked and answered. Shaquille Boyce, 2 goals for the season, Keith. Goes against POREY Spring and Youth Milan. Not a very good or very productive season for Boyce, but he's been plagued with injuries this season. And as I said before, he's only scored 2, and those were early encounters against POREY Spring and Youth Milan, not the, in fact, teams that have been involved in relegation. So he hasn't really shown his true quality this year. But obviously the injuries, basically the knee, I think it's the knee and muscle injuries, have kept him out of that goal scoring form that he would have had beforehand.
That's a free kick. Wales are going to have to be careful because BDF are getting stronger.
Something has happened off the ball there, Keith.
Yeah, the referee had already blown for the free kick. But what I was saying is that Wales would have to be careful. Leacock goes down again in agony. And surely Wales would have to reorganize and readjust at the back, because BDF Sports Program are coming at them inside this last 5 minutes.
So this is Raheem Sargent needing some kind of a cosmetic work done on the right calf there, Keith, or the right sock. Don't seem to be staying up very nicely for him. 85 on the clock. Run his socks off and wants the winner here. Cut back on the left foot. Back to Sargent. Floats a decent ball into the box. The BDF stepping the pace up, Keith. Up in the ante. Looking for that all-elusive winner. But Wales determined to maintain possession. That's Holligan with that leading ball down towards. And a ball cut across the box. Here, chance here at near post. Out comes Primus in the nick of time. Saves the day for the BDF Sports Program. 2 goals apiece. 86 minutes on the clock. Here's Hill. Leading ball. Cut out by Morris. In towards Marquez. Plays the way he's facing. Down the right-hand side. Coming across to challenge Snag is Chandler. Asks for a foul. Does he get it? Certainly gets
yes,
the
he gets it.
Gets the free kick, or he does get the free kick, because it looks as though Snag had a handful of his shirt and was tugging, and he was saying referee for the last 5 or so seconds.
One thing about this game, if this game should end in a draw, Trevor, you can guarantee that 3 games must be played. That is one of the very interesting parts of it, because the second game is on Sunday, and then the following match will come a little later down. So a draw will provide definitely 3 matches, and either team can go on and be champions for whatever prize money. But here we go then with Defense Force Sports Program looking to get goal number 3. Good goalkeeping by Eastman.
Although the whistle he went right through, and he
is Smith?
He almost punched Smith's head off, but he got injured in the process. I think his knee in the landing is where the problem occurred.
He hit his fingers too.
As we send our condolences to the Cablaine. Kelvin Cablane's mum passed away most recently, and she's also the aunt of Azard Weeks. So that's close links in the family. Our condolences.
Yes,
sympathies.
May she rest in peace. And I had always held it back a little bit because the funeral is tomorrow, but let me extend our condolences to Seymour Nurse's family, one of the best batsmen I've ever seen in my entire life. And he was also my coach at Wesley Hall when I was a cricketer, football, and a road tennis player. And he was a special person when I worked at the Sports Council. He would always give me guidance. And he was saying, Mr. Griffith, he loved to call me Mr. Griffith. You are something special. And his birthday was November the 10th, for mine is November the 12th. And we had that good connection. And I don't know if you know, he still holds the record at Kensington Oval, not for cricket. He scored 6 goals. I was a youngster sitting on the Kensington wall at that time for the Blues who never lose. He was a prolific goal scorer. May he surely rest in peace.
Surely. Here is Chandler, brother of Jabari Chandler from Empire fame, the prolific goal scorer. And he's going to need some medical attention right on Small. just overseeing the matter here on the far side. Certainly looks as though it's petering out into that 2-2, Keith, that you spoke about, where
unless someone snatches the victory at the end.
Oh, that's going to be heartbreak. Heartbreak.
Well, let me say that I believe that the team that gets this goal to win the match and get 3 points will be entitled to some more wonderful product from Purity with the Fiber 6 great Wonder Salt bread. But we pause because Wales forced to defend. So go on and get your products from Purity, energize yourself, and come back ready on Sunday night. Wales leading early. BDF taking the early lead. Wales coming back and equalizing and then taking the lead. Second half, I would say, Trevor, BDF seems the stronger team, and they're looking to get the winner from a long throw.
So here's the throw towards the near post, cleared by Morris in the nick of time. Heading towards 90 minutes here. Boyce holds off Alexander and plays the leading ball here. Snag. Oh, it's Primus out in the. Oh, he came out just about on the right moment then to snatch the ball away from Snag's right foot just as he was about to deploy that chip. Here's Hill looking for a similar ball across the far side in towards Rico Graham. First touch of it slips on the surface, and the possession is with Leacock, spreading it wide to the Magician, to Shane Lord. A couple of step overs, cuts towards the near post. Strong tackle coming in, and there's Ryan Small right on the spot. He goes to the top right hand pocket. There'll be a yellow card here.
And Wales in trouble here
He's
again.
calling Marquez over, and he shows the defensive midfielder a yellow card on 90 minutes.
Well, this will be a dramatic finish. How much minutes added on, Trevor, for stoppages? Maybe 2 or 3?
It is 2 from fourth official Andrew Herbert.
Well, this could be the winner if Wales don't be careful, because this is in a serious position. Wales losing the way over the last 20 minutes. BDF running stronger, fitter, and more confident. Who will wrap his foot around this one, Trevor? We'll have to wait and see.
A little sorting out to be done by Ryan Small to get that wall 10 yards back and then place the ball. In fact, place the ball first and then map the 10 yards out. As you say, good night. And thank you to my sponsors, Result Auto Shop, for all your automobile accessories with locations at White Park Road, 429-4890, and Market Hill St. George, 228-2728. Results Auto Shop celebrating their 20th anniversary with attractive prices at both stores. 90 plus 1 on the clock. Chance for BDF to take a giant step towards the 2018-2019 title trophy. That's the Premier League. Smith wearing 18. Raheem Sargent wearing 19. 18 and 19, Keith, with just seconds on the clock. They become an instant heroes. Sargent looks interested. Smith also interested. 4-man wall. And Marquez on the edge.
Five-man wall.
There's the shot coming off the legs of the wall. Very well defended by the Wales. And as those new rules come in on the 1st of June, Keith, that 4 or 5-man wall, you know that an attacker will not be able to stand in that wall, or he will be yellow carded for an infringement.
But you can see BDF were practicing it because they didn't send anyone into the wall. Acknowledging the situation, Wales with a chance to win it. Oh no, that should have...
Oh, it's all again. Oh,
my goodness.
Superb stuff, Keith.
How can you miss it?
He played the right pass though, Keith. He did the no-look stuff, looking to his right, making the keeper go that way. And then he deployed the inside of the right boot. So I would think they done the right thing, but his luck is not on his side.
You've got to score there, Trevor. Let us see the playback. You got to score. 1 minute of time left. Watch it. They stop the play, but if you can see that again, Trevor, you have to score.
He needs an itch, Keith. An itch. And he can't buy an itch.
Can't buy an itch, but you can't miss those chances.
No, definitely. That's the dagger, though. That would be the dagger. That's the dagger.
Yeah.
That's the nail in the coffin. That will make BDF go away.
This game will go 2-2 and 2-2. They had the free kick. Wales had what I consider the winner. Holligan not in his best form this season. He's made some positive runs tonight, but it's just not going his way. So if you can just see that again on the monitor, we'll be very happy to see why it hit the inside of the post.
So he can't buy a goal here, Keith, this evening. He needed 1 inch, and he couldn't buy it there. Wales going down the left-hand side. That's a strong tackle, and it's blown against the Wales. So simulation there, Keith, from Boyce. And referee Small has seen it from just about 10 yards and blows and points in the opposite direction.
Well, we've had it all tonight. 4 good goals so far. We'll come back, give them the matches again quickly there on Sunday night there, Trevor.
Remember, it's playoff time, and therefore, whatever happens here, that's the final whistle. But what an intriguing game it has been here this evening, with both teams really going after it, Keith, throwing down the gauntlet. I think this is the chance you were talking about. It's the leading ball that's played right down, headed on. Holligan, one-on-one with the keeper. He picks his spot, and immediately the ball hits the post. He can't believe it, but we're tied 2 goals apiece, heading for Sunday night's game. It is BDS Sports Programme 2, Weymouth Wales 2 in a classified result here this evening. And as we say goodnight and bid a farewell to Trident 10's coverage, join us on Sunday night for more action from the Wildy artificial grass surface here, known as the Wildy Turf. From Keith Griffith and yours truly, Trevor Thorne, and the Trident 10 crew, good night and God bless.
When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. With a bunch in 3-0, when we are some Johnny Walker. Pick up our drinkers in at this place right now. I got all of the yellow wine while I'm drinking some fire water. Energy got